Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you again. Hi. Welcome to stream. We are back. We're slightly early starting today. I could have started earlier, but I got distracted by other things. So like, it's still, still earlier than I would normally start, even if only by like 10 minutes or so. So that's cool. We're playing the new Famicom Detective Club game, Emio the Smiling Man. Which, fun fact, the previous two, the previous Famicom Detective Club game, despite dealing with a lot of dark topics, was apparently not rated M for mature, because I set my stream category this morning, and it's like, this is a mature rated video game that may not be suitable for some viewers. I didn't get hit with that for the previous game, which is interesting because like the previous game also dealt with a lot of dark topics, including murder, self-game ending, other things. But yeah. Anyway, for the first time in like over 30 years, I think, we've got a new Famicom Detective Club game that isn't a remake. Apparently, the creator of the Famicom Detective Club series just had writer's block that entire time. Like, he created the first two games and then he just didn't know where to go from there. So then after he made a push to like, hey, can we remake the first two games and like get that onto modern consoles? They did. They did that, and then he's like, you know what? I think I got one more in me. And then he made Emio. At least that's the story I heard from Twitter. Twitter could be as real or as fake as it feels like. But it's pretty cool if that really was the case. He just like finally cleared his writer's block and like, yeah, we can do this. I'm not going to make a mad dash to finish this one, like super quickly. I would like to try and get it done soonish to avoid spoilers, but at the same time, I think there's like 2 people I'm following on Twitter that care about Famicom Detective Club, so I'm not too worried about spoilers. Hopefully. But yeah, like, the Edgeworth collection releases next week, apparently. I knew it was September. I didn't know it was the first week of September. I was like, Jesus Christ. So we're obviously not going to immediately jump into that. Because I need to finish Emio, and I want to play through the first Edgeworth game on my own time before streaming the second one. Because, like, I've played through the first one myself before. You know, I feel like that wouldn't be as good of a stream material because I know everything that goes on in the second as well, but I haven't played that one myself, and I haven't played the official translation because it didn't exist before. Yeah, so like I want to get through Emio, and I want to do I want to get some friends together for Clueless Quiz time. Sometime early September, because I know one of my friends who wants to participate, she already knows way too much about Ace Attorney, and like with Edgeworth coming out, she's going to move on to Edgeworth like mid-September, so I'm like, okay, I gotta get this done early September. So that might get in the way of Emio. I don't know. We'll figure out how I'm doing this. I'm not making a mad dash and doing like a 6-hour stream again, like I did for Ace Attorney and for The Girl Who Stands Behind. I'm not the kind of person who can do that. I have too many other things I want to do, and not enough energy to do them, especially if I stream for that long. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Oh, and I won't be doing a long stream today because I still need to draw this week's comic strip. I still need to change over coins so I can do my laundry next week, etc. Anyway, let's go over to the game. Ba-ba-ba-da. I opened the game up this morning and I was like, oh shit, what if there's an opening cutscene? Oh no. I guess I could quickly close out of it, but then there wasn't an opening cutscene, so I was like, okay, we're fine. Let's begin our investigation. All names, characters, business, place, events, and incidents in the game are fictitious. Any resemblance to actual persons, places, or events are purely coincidental. It was a nice day. The kind of day where you want to take a deep breath and savor the moment. I understand why they only have Japanese voice acting, but I do kind of wish there was an option for like English voices. But you know, I'll take what I can get. Good morning, Mr. Utsugi. So I don't know how long this game takes, like, what the gap in time is between this game and the previous games. Because I think it said there was like a 2-year gap between the girl who stands behind and the missing heir. So I don't know how long of a gap there is between the missing heir and this game. Also, I just noticed the text box design is a bit different. He does look a bit older. I'm ready for my workday at the Utsugi Detective Agency.
Yeah, ohayo.
Good morning. I guess I should mention, for anyone who didn't watch me play through the first... well, not the first. For anyone who didn't watch me play through The Girl Who Stands Behind, what I'm doing for the voices in this game is I'm not doing voices. I'm letting the Japanese voice acting go, and then I'm just reading out the dialogue in my normal voice. For games where there's no voice acting, I try to do voices, but here there is voice acting. It's just not in the language that the text is in. Good morning. Nice weather, isn't it? Maybe we should tidy up. Open a window? He didn't object, so I went to open the window. That's when... Oh, but if you open it up, then the letters overlap with each other. I can barely hear it. Hold on. Oh, hello. Controls. Oh, it's all the same sound effects and everything. Crank up that voice volume. I know the voices in this game are super fucking quiet. Utsugi Detective Agency, Utsugi speaking. How can I help you? Uh-huh. Is that right? I understand. I'll be right there. What's going on? Who was that? That was Kamada, requesting our services. I'm heading to the scene, and you're coming with me. So was Kamada the detective from the previous game? Inspector Kamada called us. Yes, sir. Prologue. A face. Side note, I've probably mentioned this before. I still think it's really funny that like the way Nintendo announced this game, a lot of people were thinking like, is this like, what is this? Is this some heckin'... I'll wait for him to speak. A lot of people think like, what the hell is this? Is Nintendo doing like a fucking survival horror game or some shit? And then they revealed, oh, it's actually fucking Famicom Detective Club, and everyone immediately lost interest. Like, bruh, it's a fucking visual novel. What is this shit? Meanwhile, I went from being like, okay, this seems neat, but it's definitely not for me, to being like, what? Huh? Famicom Detective? Give me that. I want it. Let me play it. Anyway, Mr. Utsugi drove us to a drainage pump station in Kofuku City. You're from the Utsugi Detective Agency, right? Glad you could make it. No, of course. Oh, like the whole UI's been redesigned. That's interesting. It still feels familiar, it's just in a different style. That's interesting. Oh, and now it's ask, listen instead of talk, I guess. What's the situation? It's a body, I'm afraid. Got an anonymous tip this morning. The victim was young. I'd say middle school. You never get used to this kind of thing. You know, I was thinking, I wonder if they're going to make the game design feel a bit more modern, or if it's still the same sort of outdated, not leading the player where to go at all sort of game design. And having to click talk twice to get more details, I'm already feeling like, yep, this is the authentic Famicom Detective Club experience. Oh, did it flash yellow? Maybe that's maybe they did modernize it actually. It like flashed to let you know, oh, there's still more to do. Oh no, oh, so it flashes yellow to let you know there's something new here, instead of what they did previously where it just stays yellow until you click on it. Okay. He's wearing a school uniform, local junior high. Beyond that, we don't have a confirmed ID yet. The victim was strangled, so asphyxiation. Another strangling victim. Interesting. Our best guess right now is around 9 o'clock last night. Our observations so far? Let me think about that. I can't hum properly because my nose is stuffed up. So whenever a character goes, I'm just like, I can't do that properly. You hum through your nose, and my nose, I can't breathe through my fucking nose. Okay. So I guess instead do we do these again? Is there more? That's all we've got for now. Forensics is on it. The victim could have been strangled with a rope or a cord, some kind of string. Oh hey, they're doing like the heckin' Ace Attorney colored text. I know Ace Attorney didn't invent that, I just play a lot of Ace Attorney, okay? I'm sorry, but that's all the info I have about that. Oh, but there was another observation. Observation, you say? Oh, what is it?
実は発見された時、被害者は異様な様子だったんだよ。
Well, it's not every day you find a body, let alone one that looks like this. Like what?
最初に見た時は正直ギョッとしたよ。あんな仏さんを見たのは初めてだからな。
I get chills just thinking about it. Never seen anything like it before. So...
君もあの被害者を見たらきっと驚くよ。
I don't think I can describe it. You might just have to see for yourself. See, you say?
その被害者の遺体を見せてもらえないでしょうか?
Will you take me to see the victim?
それはどうだろうか。
I shouldn't have said anything.
探偵とはいえ、一般人に被害者を見せるのは不適切だとか世間がうるさいからね。
Do you have the right kind of clearance for that? I might need to check with someone. Okay.
でもまあ、君ならいいんじゃないかな。今回が初めてってわけでもないし。
On the other hand, I'd hate to bug them. You've done this before, right?
いいんですか? ありがとうございます.
You're letting me? Thanks. I appreciate your help.
今回はちょっと見るだけにしておいてくれよ。
Just, you know, don't touch anything or anything like that.
そこを離れなさい。
Hey, what are you doing? Huh?
やじ馬を止めもしないで。どうなってるのこの現場は。
I think she was in the trailer? Or maybe someone posted a screenshot of her. There was a demo out, or there is a demo out, I guess, for this game that covers the prologue and the first 2 chapters. I have not played those, obviously, because I wanted to play the game on stream. It's an active crime scene, officer. Your job is to keep the looky-loos out.
あ、久世刑事、お疲れ様です。実はこの少年は。
No, you don't understand, Detective Kuze. This guy is supposed to be here.
自分でご挨拶します。僕は
I'll explain. Hi, my name's...
待って、そっちで話しましょう。
Hold that thought. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
で、誰なのあなた?
Alright, what did you say your name was? Do you want to carry over any of the following names? We're going to continue with Taro Ninten, since that's the closest we have to an official name. Apparently they only started using this name in the remakes, and in the original games, he just didn't have an official name. So that's why any mention of him you find on like wikis and stuff just label him as protagonist. Even the fucking marketing around Emio just labels him as boy detective, I'm pretty sure. I hate... Like, I understand wanting to give players the ability to, like, name their characters so they can feel more connected to them or whatever, but, like, at least give them an official name. What am I supposed to refer to this guy as? Because I'm not fucking calling him boy detective. Bruh.
僕、宇津木探偵事務所の者です。
My name's Taro Ninten. I'm here with the Itsugi Detective Agency.
探偵?
Wait, you're a PI?
その探偵が一体何のようなの?
Who hired you? Well, ask, listen, I guess. So,
こっちが聞いてるの。質問に答えなさい。
Sounds like you're about to ask me a question, but you still haven't answered mine. I guess think? It used to just be talk, so that would be the one you select for that, but okay, think.
刑事さん、ずいぶんピリピリしているけど。
This detective seems pretty tense.
僕が出しゃばってるのが気に入らないみたいだな。
I get the sense she's not happy about us being called in.
刑事さん、ずいぶんピリピリしているけど。
She's so tense, I bet if I looked closely I could see the stress on her face. Okay, so look, I guess. Look at her face.
女性刑事だ。敏腕刑事というイメージだな。
This must be Detective Kuze. Seems like she takes crime scene security pretty seriously. Wow.
Kuze-kun, ご苦労様。
Ah, Kuze, I see you've already met our friend here.
鎌田警部、お邪魔しています。
Oh, Inspector Kamada. Good to see you. I don't think this is the guy from the previous game. Hold on. Actually, no, I shouldn't look it up just in case there's fucking spoilers for this game. Inspector Kamada, good to see you.
彼はわしが呼んだんじゃ。あ、それから。
You don't mind a little outside help on this one, do you?
こちらは私立探偵の宇津木さんじゃ。彼は宇津木さんの助手なんじゃよ。
Like, he looks familiar, but I'm pretty sure that's just the art style. This is Mr. Utsugi, a private detective, and this is his assistant, Taro Ninten. But sir...
宇津木さんとは古い付き合いでな、ちょっと思うところがあって来てもらったのじゃが。
Okay. So since he said reconnecting, it's probably like something like way in the past, and thus not something the player has seen. Utsugi and I go way back, don't we? It's just a shame we're reconnecting over such unpleasant business.
はじめまして、宇津木です。お仕事の邪魔をして申し訳ありません。
It's a pleasure to meet you, Detective Kuze. I'm sorry to interrupt your good work here.
どうも、クゼです。
That's okay. It's nice to meet you too.
失礼ですが、どこかでお目にかかりませんでしたか?
You know, it's the strangest thing, but I feel like we've met before.
いえ、私立探偵に知り合いはおりません。
I don't think so. I haven't worked with any PIs before.
鎌田警部、私は現場に戻ります。失礼します。
In any case, I need to get back to the scene, Inspector Kamada, if you would excuse me. And off she goes. Sheesh. So now we can call and engage them.
まだ中学生か。かわいそうにな。
Ah, the poor kid was just in middle school. You hate to see it.
かわいそうにな。
Poor kid.
驚いたじゃろ。
The line was so short, but then the English translation is so much longer. She's surprisingly strict, no? Ah, but don't take it personally, Ninten.
クゼ君は優秀なのじゃが、少し真面目すぎるというか、自他ともに対して厳しいところがあっての。
And then that one felt so much longer. Kuze is the best we've got, but she can be hard on others. Herself too. Hold on, I'm gonna move my model to the side a bit. Just because, like, where I was sitting, I felt like I'm, like, covering up a corner of the screen.
申し訳ない。気を悪くせんでくれ。
Hope she didn't rub you the wrong way, kid.
いえ、僕なら大丈夫です。
No, sir. This is a tough situation. I get it.
神、あんた今何時だと思ってるのよ。
Kami, you're late.
ありゃりゃ、また始まったか。
What's that? Ah, here we go again. Also, I forgot to mention before stream, my fucking OBS docs are still broken. I might have to try just like logging out and then logging back in after stream to see if that fixes it. But oh well. If not, I can track my I can keep an eye on my chat in other ways. Hmm? She can be real tough on him, especially on a day like this. Okay. Looks like Detective Kuze stepped away. I was going to like okay, what's happening with her? But seems like we're not going to see that, I guess. Oh, there we go. So what did you mean when you said here we go again? I meant what I said. And I'm just now realizing that observations is probably the new version of like what you know or what they know that was in the previous game. Oh. I'm sorry I'm late, partner. The traffic was bad and I forgot my briefcase, so I had to go back and... Have you been drinking? You might be able to pull this with another partner, but not me. Oh, come on, give me a break. Oh, what a mess. She's really ripping into him. I wonder how many chapters are in this one. I think the previous two were both 11 chapters, so probably the same? Maybe? Sorry about that, kid. Nothing to do with you. I'm feeling a bit sorry for the other detective. Can we look at the victim now? Sorry, kid, that's out of the question at the moment. Why though? It's not Kuse's fault, but she sure does seem off today. Tread lightly. Why though? Man, Detective Kuse is not taking it. Is he still talking? No, he's not. Okay. Detective Kuse is not taking it easy on that other detective. There we go. Didn't the first officer I spoke to say the victim looked strange? Now we ask about the victim. Well, I heard that the state of the victim is slightly disturbing. You could say that. That's part of the reason I've called Mr. Utsugi. Huh? What would that have to do with Mr. Utsugi? Anyway, I'm sure you'd like to get your eyes on him, and I'd take you right over, but... I'm afraid the forensics is examining the body right now. It's been transferred. And well, I'm not sure Detective Kuse would allow you two to get a look. Good old Kuse, following police procedures to a T. Yeah.
これくらいは構わんじゃろ
But look, here's what I can share with you.
う。これが発見された時の仏さんの姿なんじゃ。
This is how he looked when we found him. With the smiley face. Apparently they had to draw a bunch of different smiley faces to settle on this one, finally. So that... I didn't read the, like, developer, like, stuff, but I did see that this was, like, this was the tweet that they announced that, like, chat with. Interview, that's the word I'm looking for. Oh.
とりあえず我々は引き上げよう。
Sorry. I've finally been sleeping better, but I'm still tired because this morning I woke up early. It's like I sleep well the whole week, and then, aside from one day where I woke up a bit early and then managed to get back to sleep again, but I slept decently well the whole week, and then Saturday rolls around and I'm awake early, and that's great. Let's wrap this up for now. You good with that, Taro? Yeah, I mean, yes, sir, Mr. Utsugi.
こちらから声をかけといて、君や宇津木さんに申し訳ないことをしたの。
I'm sorry you had to come all this way.
いいえ。ではまた後ほど。
It's quite alright. Let's be in touch. Smile. Oh. I guess this is the opening movie. I think they posted this as like a trailer. Oh, you look so sad, but you don't have to cry anymore. I'm speaking over him because it's going to disappear. After all, I can give you a smile that will last forever. That's... Emio, the Smiling Man. Famicom Detective Club. I will say, I find it interesting, his face during that little cutscene is different from the face of the mask we saw just previously and the mask that's on the box. So that's... Huh. Chapter 1, The Urban Legend. Wasn't easy to look at the victim, was it? So I guess we're going with another urban legend vibe for this one. An urban legend that's probably going to have a very real origin. And that isn't just a ghost story. It never is, but yeah. Ayumi's not here yet. I should stay focused on Mr. Utsugi for now. Okay, asked, listened.
被害者は佐々木英介、15歳の男子。地元の公立中学の3年生だ。
We got a few more details. The victim's name was Eisuke Sasaki. He was just 15, still in middle school.
死因は首を絞められたことによる窒息死。
As you heard, the official cause of death was asphyxiation by strangulation.
警察は他殺と見ているよ。
The police suspect homicide.
被害者には目立った外傷などはなかったようだ。顔見知りの犯行か、あるいは不意をつかれたか。
There were no signs of a struggle, which points to a surprise attack, or someone the victim knew.
あくまで現時点での推測だがね。
That's just me speculating, though.
しかし何より気になるのが死亡した彼のあの姿だ。
In any case, what I'm most concerned about at this point is that paper bag.
はい。先生は何か心当たりが？
Right. What do you think it means?
ああ、実は彼が発見された時のあの姿が
The thing is, I've seen it before.
18年前に起きたある事件の被害者とそっくりなんだよ。
It must have been 18 years ago now. We had a rash of cases like this one.
するとその当時の被害者もあの紙袋を。
Victims found with paper bags on their heads.
ああ、そうだ。今またあんな被害者の姿を見るとは思わなかったな。
Exactly that. It's not something I thought I'd ever see again.
18年前、幸福市で連続少女殺人事件が起きたんだ。
It was 18 years ago, Kofuku City. We had multiple victims, all young girls.
連続少女殺人事件。
All girls?
年齢はまちまちだが、3人の被害者はすべて10代の女の子。
Let's see, I believe we had 3 victims, all girls between the ages of 13 and 19.
いずれも素手によって殺害された。つまり、虐殺だったということだね。
So is this a copycat killer then? Because his methods seem to have changed. His modus operandi is different. For one, he's not killing a girl, and for two, he's using a rope and not his hands. The killer used bare hands, manual strangulation.
しかもその全員が笑顔が描かれた紙袋をかぶった姿で発見されたんだ。
When we found them, they all had paper bags over their heads with smiling faces drawn on them. Oh!
少女たちは同じ年頃だというだけで特につながりのようなものはなかったようだ。
We couldn't establish any connection between the victims. They were all just around the same age.
そしてその事件は未解決なんだ。犯人はまだ捕まっていないんだよ。
And I'm sorry to say, we never solved the case. Their killer is still out there. And it's past the statute of limitations now.
じゃあ今回の事件は
So we could be looking at...
同一人物による犯行の可能性は否定できないと思うよ。
Yeah, it could be the same person. It could be, but... There are enough differences to make me think that maybe it's just a copycat. Because, like, he comes out of hiding after 18 years to do another killing, and he doesn't stick to his modus operandi. Come on, that feels a little odd, right? Oh man.
18年前の事件の被害者はみんな女の子。3人とも手で首を絞められたってわけか。
3 teenage girls strangled to death by hand. What a nightmare.
18年前の被害者は全員女の子。
It doesn't quite add up. 3 female victims 18 years ago.
佐々木英介君が男の子だ。
And now a middle school boy? Poor Eisuke Sasaki.
待てよ。
紐状のもので首を絞められたようだね。
Victim could have... Oh.
殺害方法も18年前の事件とは違う。
The method of strangulation is different in this case than it was in the murders 18 years ago. Did I accidentally press a button? Because the text moved on from the police officer. Like, I didn't think I pressed anything, but I guess I did.
$18年前の事件の被害者は全て女の子だったんですよね。でも
It doesn't quite add up. Why would a serial killer who targeted girls 18 years ago come back?
そう、今回の被害者は佐々木英介という男の子だ。
And target a boy? Eisuke Sasaki?
確かにそこは相違点だね。もっとも
Yeah, I'm asking myself the same question.
当時の事件の被害者が女の子ばかりだった理由は不明のままだ。
We have to consider the possibility that the previous victims all being female was a coincidence.
たまたまだったのかもしれない。
We always look for a pattern, but we could be overthinking it.
先生、佐々木英介の殺害方法は
I've been thinking about how Eisuke was killed.
ああ、そうだ。よく気づいたね。
I think I see where you're going.
佐々木英介の死因は紐状のもので首を絞められたことによる窒息死だ。
We know there was a murder weapon, some type of rope or cord left marks on his neck.
このことも注目すべき相違点だと思うよ。
It is a key difference from the murders 18 years ago.
今分かっているのはここまでだ。
I wish we had a little more to work with.
長い時を隔てた2つの事件がどこかでつながるのかもしれないね。
Still, I can't shake the feeling that there's a connection. There likely is, but I'm thinking it may be a copycat rather than the original.
重要なことはちゃんと手帳にメモしたかな？使い方はもちろん分かっているね。
I trust you've been keeping good notes. You never know when a seemingly trivial detail will make all the difference. Any important information you gather will automatically be recorded in your notebook. To open and review your notes, move the cursor to Open Notebook and press the A button.
メモを重視することは探偵の基本だ。早速開いてみてはどうだい？
Why don't you open up your notebook right now? Let me see if you've got everything. Okay, so that's why it wasn't up here, because the notebook is on this menu now. Ah, and now they've got save. They've actually labeled it properly. Save/quit investigation. Oh, this is a different presentation. It's actually... They actually made it look like a notebook rather than just having it be a menu. Eisuke Sasaki. Student at Minami Daisan Junior High. The apparent victim of a murder. His body was found at a pump station in Kofuku City. Eisuke's cause of death was asphyxia due to strangulation. It appears he was choked with a rope-like object. His estimated time of death was 9 PM. A paper bag with a smile drawn on it was found on the victim's head. No. The condition of Eisuke's body was similar to the victims of serial murders of girls 18 years ago in Kofuku City. Kimiharu Kamada, 15 years old, Inspector. Inspector Kamada is Inspector Kamada is lead on the Eisuke Sasaki case. He's apparently known Itsugi for a long time. Junko Kuze. We didn't learn her first name, but I guess we know it now. Junko Kuze is a detective working on the Eisuke Sasaki case. Director of the Itsugi Detective Agency, he's known Inspector Kamada from the police force a long time. And then there's me. He's only 19 as of this game. Oh, I should have checked how old Ayumi was in the previous game. That can tell us how long this game takes place after the previous one. An assistant detective at Itsugi Detective Agency.
被害者の性別と殺害方法が異なる。これらが何を意味するのか 気になるところだね。
These crimes seem connected, but we can't ignore the differences. Targeting a boy, using a rope.
ええ、
Yeah. Think?
先生から他に聞くことってあったっけ？
Was there something else he said that I'm missing?
そういえば先生、久世刑事のことを知っている様子だったな。
Mr. Utsugi seemed pretty confident that he had met Detective Kuze before.
先生、今朝現場にいた久世という刑事なんですが、もしかしてご存知なんですか？
So, when you were talking to Detective Kuze before, she denied having met you before. Why?
ああ、かなり前だが会ったことがある。本人は否定していたが。
Yes, we've definitely met before. I'm not sure why she would deny it. Well then. And here I thought he was just mixing her up with someone else. Huh?
あゆみちゃんが来たみたいだぞ。
Ah, that must be Ayumi.
お疲れ様です。
Yeah, both the main characters definitely look like they've aged a bit. But I don't... Hold on. I want to look it up, but I know that the director said he made some choices in this game that may upset some people. You know, not everyone's going to be happy with it. And now I'm like, I'm afraid to look up any of the characters because, like, what if they die? What if Ayumi dies in this game? I don't know. It's possible. So I don't know how long this game takes place after the previous ones. Hi guys.
あゆみちゃん、
Hey Ayumi.
何の話をしていたんですか？
Am I interrupting something? You both look so serious.
僕と先生は今回の事件のことをあゆみちゃんに話した。
Utsugi and I told Ayumi everything we knew.
それってまるでエミオの話じゃないですか。
You're joking, right? That's an urban legend. Haven't you heard of Emio? You know, the smiling man?
エミオ？
The smiling man?
あゆみちゃん、エミオって何なの？
So does Emio just mean smiling man in Japanese? Because I can see in the English subtitles they're talking about the smiling man, but in the actual voice acted Japanese they're only saying Emio. Hold on. Will Wikipedia tell me what the Japanese name of this game is? It will not. Fantastic. I was trying to see if the Japanese box art, if like the Japanese name doesn't include the subtitle, The Smiling Man, and whether it's just Emio. But it's difficult to look things up when you don't want to be spoiled. Tell me about the Smiling Man, Ayumi.
微笑みの笑みに男って書いてエミオ。都市伝説の一つなの。
Ah, well that explains it. You might also hear him called Emio, a name that uses the characters for smile and man. So in this one, she was probably explaining... So in the English, she's explaining an alternate name rather than just Smiling Man. In the Japanese, she was probably explaining why he's called Emio rather than giving him a different name.
都市伝説？どんな都市伝説なの？
And it's an urban legend.
笑顔が描かれた紙袋をかぶった男が悲しい女の子の前に現れるっていう都市伝説よ。
Well, the story goes that a man wearing a paper bag with a smiley face on it appears in front of a crying girl.
笑顔が描かれた紙袋。
A paper bag with a smiley face on it? Are you serious?
うんそうなの
Yes, of course. Slow zoom.
エミオは笑顔が描かれた紙袋をかぶって泣いている女の子の前に現れ
So like I said, the smiling girl appears in front of a crying girl with a paper bag on his head and he says, okay, so I was allowed to wait. I didn't want to have the text disappear before I could read it. Oh, you look so sad, but you don't have to cry anymore. After all, I can give you a smile that will last forever.
So そして女の子は殺されてエミオと同じ紙袋をかぶせられたままその場に置き去りにされる
And they always find the victim afterward with a paper bag on her head, just like the smiling man wore. I wonder if the difference in the smiley face is supposed to indicate something. Whether it's just like a difference between reality and the legend, or whether it's supposed to be like, oh, this was the bag that the previous killer used, but the new killer uses a different one. Who knows? Wow.
というのが最も一般的な話なの
Anyway, that's the most common version of the story. Most common, you say?
エミオにもいろいろな話があるのかな他の都市伝説みたいに
You said that's the most common version of the story. What are some other versions?
うん出会った時に笑えばエミオはそのまま立ち去るという話もあったり
Well, some say that if you stop crying and smile at the smiling man, he'll walk away instead of killing you.
エミオの素顔を見たら殺されるとか
But I've also heard that if you look at his face, he's definitely gonna kill you.
笑えば立ち去る顔を見れば殺されるか
So, smile and he walks away, look at his face and he kills you. Got it.
でも泣いている女の子の前に現れるというのは全てに共通していることなの
It's always a crying girl, though. All versions agree on that part. Huh.
都市伝説か
So, the thing about urban
口
legends...
頭無形なものがほとんどだが実際に起きた事件が背景にあるものも少なくない
is that they're not all legends. Some of them hold the kernel of truth. As we well know, thanks to the girl who stands behind.
今回の事件はその後者だと考えるべきなのかもしれないね
For now, I'm treating this as valuable information.
かなり複雑な背景がありそうだな今回の事件には全員で手分けして取り組んでいこう
I'd say we have a lot of work to do. Let's split up and get to it.
というところでこれを二人に渡しておくよ
Oh, but first, I'd like you to take these.
これは
Are those
携帯電話
cell phones? Cool. This game takes place many years ago. Remember, the previous games were set when the Famicom was still new. So, you know.
これで連絡が取りやすくなるだろうさあ受け取ってくれ
Please be in touch if there are any developments. Go on, take them. Okie dokie.
ありがとうございます活用していきます
Thanks. I'll keep it close by.
ありがとうございますお借りしま
Yes,
す
thank you. Oh,
さて
she was still
僕
talking.
が確かめたいことがあるから出かけてくるよ
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to follow up on something.
調査内容の分担は二人で相談して決めてほしい
I'd like both of you to work together and decide the best way to split up your research. Understood?
わかりました
Yes, sir. Understood.
いってらっしゃい先生。
Got it. See you later, sir. I did see someone mention that, like, at some point he says, like, oh, how this case goes will depend on how well your investigation is or whatever. So I'm a little worried that we can just straight up fail if we don't do this properly. Or maybe there are multiple endings or something. Got it. See you later, sir. Think?
さて、どう分担するのがいいかな？
Let's see. How are we going to split this up?
あゆみちゃん、どうやって手分けしようか？
What do you think, Ayumi? How should we divide the work?
まずは今日分かったことを整理して推理するのがいいんじゃないかしら。
Why don't we start by reviewing our notes and seeing if we can deduce anything?
そうだね。
Good idea. Review. So this is the replacement for speculate. Review is a significantly more accurate verb for this.
今朝、遺体で発見された佐々木くんは、
So we have a victim, Eisuke Sasaki, discovered this morning. Based on what we know so far, I suspect homicide.
その様子から他殺だと考えられている。
Based on what we know so far, I suspect homicide.
ええ、そうね。
I think you're right.
そして佐々木くんは発見された時、笑顔が描かれた紙袋をかぶっていた。
Now, Eisuke was wearing a paper bag with a smile on it when he was found.
彼のその姿は
And there's a certain similarity. It's just like the Smiling Man urban legend, it's like the real-life case of the Smiling Man. I would say it's more like the real-life case than like the urban legend. Oh wait. No, because the real-life case, we weren't calling it the Smiling Man. And the Smiling Man is specifically the urban legend, so I guess this one.
エミオという都市伝説の犠牲者によく似ているようだ。
It's just like the Smiling Man urban legend.
そうね。
Yes, I agree.
そしてその都市伝説は
But what if the urban
18 年
legend
前に甲府市で起きた連続少女殺人事件を連想させる内容だ。
there we go, is based on the actual murders that took place 18 years ago in Kofuku City.
エミオの都市伝説は18年前の事件が元となったものなんだろうか。
It's possible a horrible incident like that could have spawned such a morbid story, right?
その都市伝説と佐々木英介君殺害との関連性は
Still, we need to establish some sort of connection.
今回の被害者は男の子なのよね。
The victim was a boy, right?
そうなんだよ。先生の話によれば18年前の事件では男の子の被害者はいなかったって。
That's right. And all three victims of the older cases were girls, according to Mr. Utsugi.
でも無関係とは思えないわね。
Yeah, it doesn't seem likely that was only a coincidence. It's probably relevant.
佐々木くんは同じような紙袋をかぶせられていたんだもの。
I don't know if my mic's picking it up, but my upstairs neighbors are doing something, and I don't know what, but I can hear it. That poor kid Eisuke, covered in one of those horrible paper bags. Yeah.
他に何か気になることはなかったの？
Was there anything else on your mind? Think.
他に気になることか。
What am I missing?
そういえば今回の事件の担当刑事の
Oh, I should mention that we met the detective assigned to the case.
クゼっていう女性の刑事さんのことを先生が知っているみたいなんだ。
Her name's Kuze. Utsugi seemed to recognize her from somewhere.
先生は何とおっしゃってるの？
Has Mr. Utsugi worked with her before?
先生は前に会ったことがあるって。 久世刑事は否定していたけどね。
He seemed to think they had met, but she denied it. Strange, right?
なぜ否定したのかしら。
That is strange. I wonder why she would deny that. Beats me.
とりあえずどうしましょうか。
Well, where do we go from here? Do we think again?
そうだな。まずは
Great question. Wish I had the answer.
何せよ、情報が全く足りてないから、警察署に行って話を聞いてこようと思うんだ。
Well, maybe it's worth checking with the police again. Forensics could have dug something up by now.
じゃあ私は佐々木くんの最近の様子とかを調べてみることにするわ。それでいいよね。
Good idea. If it's alright with you, I think I'll try to find out more about the victim. Poor guy. Okay, so we don't have to manually split up the work between them. They just decide for themselves. Good. The less I need to decide, the less chance there is of me failing by doing something wrong.
頼んだよ。
That would be helpful. Thanks. Right, off to the police station.
じゃあ行ってくるよ。
Alright, see you later.
私も出かけるわ。
Good luck.
あ、ねえ、
Oh, before you go.
今日のあなたすごく冴えてるんじゃない？なんだかそんな気がするの。
I know today has been hard, but you're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. I'm gonna save that screenshot. I can... You... probably sound... I was going to say something, but it probably seemed really lame, so I'm just not gonna say it. I mean, thanks.
じゃあまた後でね。
Okay, I'm off. See you later. Also, I've heard you get to control Ayumi at some point in the game, so that's pretty cool.
鎌田警部はいるだろうか。
I wonder if Inspector Kamada is even here. People nearby.
近くに不警さんはいるぞ。
I'll see if one of the officers can help.
お忙しいところすみません。
Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but can you help me out?
こんにちは。何かご用なの？
Hello, sir. How can I help you? I wonder if this is another one where you can just straight up get a bad ending by... I'm not gonna say it. I mentioned it during the previous game. I'm not gonna say it this time.
鎌田警部はいらっしゃいますか？
Do you know if the inspector's available?
鎌田警部ですか？
You must mean Inspector Kamada, right?
はい。実は僕、
Oh, yes, sorry about that.
ちょっと待って。あなたどこかで会ったことあるわよ。
Oh, is she straight up the police officer from the heckin' girl who stands behind? Actually, where do I know you from? Haven't we met before? Do we think? Where do I know her from? That voice.
言われてみれば、確かにこの人の顔に見覚えがある。
Now that I think about it, her face is familiar too. Let's look at her face then. She's...
こ
Yeah!
の時のも
It's you! It's straight up the same person. Okay, there probably is a bad ending associated with it then. Unless they decided, you know what, let's not do that this time.
ああ、あなたは確か。
Yes, that's me, and you are
はい。宇津木探偵事務所の
with the Itsugi Detective Agency. That's right.
あなたね。お久しぶりです。
Tara, an intern, yeah? Wow, it's been a while.
お久しぶりです。こちらに転勤されたんですか？
It's been a while. Did you transfer to this precinct?
あ、それにメガネをかけていらっしゃるからすぐに気づきませんでした。
I mean, I should have recognized you right away. I suppose it was the glasses that threw me off.
そうなの。少し前にこっちに来たのよ。あ、普段はコンタクトなの。
Alright, I usually wear contacts. And yeah, I transferred here a while back.
相変わらず素敵な不敬さんだな。
I remember her being a pretty sharp investigator.
鎌田警部から誰か訪ねてくるかもしれないと聞いていたけど、
Alright,
あなたのことだったのね。
Inspector Kamada did mention that someone might be coming by. I suppose that's you.
今、担当の刑事を呼びますね。
I'll go see if he's available.
お待たせ。へえ、君が探偵だって？
Well, well, is this the supposed PI? Who's this? Is this the guy that Kuze was scolding?
この人
It
た
is.
ちが今朝現場にいた人だ。
Oh, it's the guy Kuze was yelling at this morning.
鎌田警部は打ち合わせ中だからこの僕が君の相手を任されたってわけ。
Just kidding, buddy. But Inspector Kamada is busy right now, so I've been assigned to help you out.
はじめまして、上原大輔っす。
The name's Daisuke Kamihara. The Daisuke Kamihara. Is that supposed to mean something to me?
上原の神は上じゃなくて神がかってるとかの神ね。
You can call me Dice if you want. Most people want. What? Oh, Daisuke. Dice. I was about to start looking up what's dice in Japanese. Does it have something to do with his... What did I press? Hold on. I accidentally pressed something that fast forwarded. Heckin'... I was about to start looking up what dice meant. It was like, does his name have something to do with dice? No, it's just because it sounds like fucking Daisuke. No, what did I accidentally... Maybe why? No. Okay, I undid it, whatever I did.
こんにちは。宇津木探偵事務所の者です。
Okay. Well, I'm Tara an intern. I'm with the Itsugi Detective Agency.
今朝の事件の詳細が聞きたいんだよね。
Let me use my brilliant intuition to deduce why you're here. Scoping out that murder, right?
はい。お忙しい中、恐縮なのですが。
That's right. Normally we'd give your team a little more space, but the case is already so unusual.
オッケーオッケー。なんだって喋っちゃうから何でも聞いてよ。
I'm beginning to see why my friend doesn't like this guy. Actually, no. He does like him. He would just, you know, like to kick him. Which, you know, fair. Don't even sweat it. I'm your guy. Hit me up. I'll tell you anything. And I mean anything.
あの被害者なんだけど、実はさ。
I mean, about the victim. Although, sure, I'll take personal questions too.
いきなりここで。
Why is he like this?
上原刑事、奥で話されてはいかがですか？
Sorry to jump in, but you're going to need to take this conversation somewhere else.
そうですよね。こんなところでなんてね。貴重なアドバイスあざした。
Fine. We can follow procedure if you insist. Thank you so much. It's interesting that they brought the police officer from the previous game back, even though she doesn't even have a name. She's not a named character. But they're like, oh no, yeah, she can come back. Instead of just having another generic police officer character. Nope, let's reuse the one from before.
探偵くん、ささ、奥の部屋へどうぞどうぞ。
Right this way, boy detective, to the fabulous interrogation chamber. Hey, that's his official name, boy detective.
大丈夫なんだろうか。
Is this guy for real?
で探偵くん、そんな呼ばれ方するのはちょっと複雑。
And really, boy detective? Well, maybe I can get something useful. And I just noticed the heckin' the voice acting referred to him as Tante-kun, which here they're translating it as boy detective, but in the previous game they translated Tante-kun as Mr. Detective. So that's interesting. Help yourself.
あ、どうもありがとうございます。
Oh, thanks. I could use some tea.
さっさ、冷めないうちにどうぞどうぞ。せっかくお姉さんが入れてくれたんだからさ。
Yeah, enjoy it, bro. She never makes fresh tea for me. Right. I guess I'll take the tea.
いただきます。
Cheers.
どう、うまい？あのお姉さんが入れてくれたお茶は。
Yeah, not bad, right? I bet you don't get to enjoy tea from a beautiful lady often.
はい、とても。
Yeah, it's good. Hits the spot.
いいなあ。僕も後でお願いしようっと。
Fresh tea. And she didn't bring me a cup. I'll ask for one in a little bit, I guess.
断られるような気がする。
I'm guessing he's going to get a no.
楽しみだな。
I can't wait. Okay. Let's talk.
事件についての詳しいお話を聞かせて
So,
もらい
about
たいんですが。
so about the case.
そりゃそうだ。お茶を飲みに来たわけじゃないもんね。
Right, right. Not like you came here for tea, huh? Right? Am I right?
さて、何から聞きたい？
Fine. Where do you want to start? What is with this guy?
被害者の名前や年齢はもう知ってるかな？
You already have a few details, right? Victim's name and age?
はい。被害者は地元の公立中学3年生の佐々木英介。年齢は15歳。
That's right. His name's Eisuke Sasaki, and he was only 15 years old.
今朝、現場の方にも行きました。
I visited the scene this morning.
お、素晴らしい情報収集能力。そっか、現場に来てたんだ。
Yeah, yeah, I saw you there.
そうです。あなたがこっぴどく怒られているところをバッチリ目撃しました。
And I saw you there, getting verbally spanked by Detective Kusei in front of everyone.
中学生が被害者だなんてひどい話だよ。
Look, I act brash, but I am pretty torn up about that kid.
昨日の午後9時頃だね。
They're telling us it was around 9 p.m. last night.
あのポンプ場付近は街灯も少ないから夜になると真っ暗になるんだ。
At that time, it would have been pitch black out there. No streetlights at all. Great murder spot, obviously.
一体なぜ被害者があの場所を訪れたのかはまだ捜査中で分かってないんだけど。
We still don't know why the kid would have been out there at that time, of course. Anything
昨
else?
日の午後9時頃だね。
Okay.
遺体発見現場は国道沿いにあるポンプ場のすぐ脇だよ。
We found the body.
今でもあんまり人が来なさそうな場所だね。
We found the body at the pumping station. Deserted location, you know? You know? You were there.
今日の明け方、現場をたまたま通りかかった人が通報してくれたんだ。
I think it was one of those early morning joggers that found it. Joggers. Always finding bodies. What the fuck is this guy's problem?
国道沿いにあるポンプ場のすぐ脇だよ。
I mean, you saw the place. Dirty old pump station tucked in the trees.
被害者があんな時間にあんな場所へ行った理由はまだ不明だけど、
We still have no idea what the kid was doing out there at that time of night.
現場横の国道を車で通りかかった人が何かを見かけたという可能性はなきにしもあらずかな。
But we haven't ruled out that someone driving may have seen something. It's right next to the road. Anything else?
でもさ、
I mean, it's crazy, right?
普通そんな時間そんな場所にしかも男子中学生が行くとは思えないよね。
Would I have gone out there as a middle schooler at that hour? Probably not.
なんであんなところへ行ったんだろう。
This whole thing is depressing.
上原刑事から話を聞こう。
Okay. I should keep listening. Okay, so there's more. More observations?
何をしにあそこへ行ったんだろうね。
What could that kid have been doing out there?
被害者の佐々木英介は発見された時、頭に紙袋をかぶせられてたんだ。
As you know, the victim had a paper bag over his head when we found him.
笑顔が描かれた紙袋ですね。
Not just any paper bag, right? It had a smiley face on it.
そう、奇妙な状況だよね。
Yeah, it was creepy as hell, man.
しかもその紙袋、どうやら結構古いものみたいでさ。
The bag was all dank and old, too. Ugh, I'd die.
古い？
What do you mean by dank and old?
科捜研で詳しく調べてるところだよ。鑑定結果が出るまではちょっと時間がかかりそうかな。
Forensics is taking a look now. I don't know, it just looked gross to me. But we'll see what they find. So was it actually... Maybe it wasn't even a new bag, they just reused... But the bags would have been in evidence, wouldn't they? I was gonna say maybe they reused one of the bags, but like... How would they do that? Those would have been confiscated by the police, surely. Unless they just made a whole bunch of bags and then never got to use all of them.
ちなみに今回の被害者が発見された状況って過去に起きたある事件に似てるんだよね。
Yeah, so did you hear that there were some murders like this a while back?
18年前の連続少女殺人事件ですね。
I did. You're talking about the young girls who were killed 18 years ago?
その通り。いやー、なんでも知ってるんだね、探偵くん。
Yeesh. It's like you already know everything. That's our boy detective.
今回も探偵くんで呼ばれるのか。
This guy keeps pushing that button.
その事件でも遺体の頭に笑顔が描かれた紙袋がかぶせられていたって話もあるし。
So I guess you already knew that those victims had paper bags with smiley faces too, Mr. Smarty Pants?
だからそっち関係も含めて多方面から捜査していくことになりそうだよ。
Thought so. Anyway, that's obviously going to figure into the investigation.
複雑な事件ですよね。
Right. Well, it's a complicated case.
18年前の事件も含め多方面から捜査していくことになりそうだよ。
We're obviously going to be taking everything into account, including those murders from 18 years ago.
18年前か。
You want to talk about 18 years ago, huh?
探偵くんは当時のことを覚えてる？
Why, were you even alive at that time? Yes, we were 1 year old.
いえ、僕が1歳ぐらいの頃なので。
I mean, technically, I was 1 year old.
そっかそっか。やっぱ見た目通り若いんだね。それで探偵やってるなんて大したもんだよ。
I knew you were a baby. And here you are, a full-fledged private investigator.
僕も探偵になればよかったかな。なんかこう、かっこいいよね。
Maybe I should have been a PI. It must be cool to not have to play by the rules.
おっかない先輩に怒られることもないし。
So someone wouldn't be breathing down my neck all the time.
あ、そうだ。探偵くんのところで雇ってもらえないかね。
Hey, I'm serious. You think your boss would take me on? Nervous laugh.
上原刑事は当時の事件のことで何か覚えてますか？
Wait, do you remember anything about that case from 18 years ago? Let's get this conversation back on track.
僕は当時小学生だったけど、よく覚えてるよ。被害者はみんな未成年っていう事件だったからさ。
Yep, I was in elementary school and it was all over the news. The victims weren't much older than me.
僕らがっていうより、学校や保護者が大騒ぎしてたっけな。
I wasn't worried about it, but the school and everyone's parents sure were.
集団登校に集団下校、近所の大人たちも付き添ったり見守ったり。
They made us walk to school in groups and they had a whole neighborhood watch thing going.
その様子はさながら大名行列。
It's like we were in a parade. Ridiculous.
ほう。
Really?
あ、イメージね、イメージ。僕も教科書でしか知らないし、大名行列。
No, not really. It's called a metaphor. Try to keep up.
下校時はみんなで体育館に集まってちゃんと揃ってるかチェックするんだけど。
Anyway, every day we'd gather in the gym to make sure we were all there.
たまーに足りない時があって、そん時はもう大慌て。
Sometimes one kid would be missing. Boy, did that cause a panic.
そりゃそうなりますよね。
Well, sure.
もちろん僕は先生、上原くんがいませんって言われて超探し回られてたタイプに。
Yeah, sometimes it was me. I could hear them all yelling out for me and scrambling everywhere looking.
迷惑。
Sounds super annoying.
学校まで子供を迎えに来る保護者もいたし。
Of course, some parents would just pick their kids up from school to avoid it all.
今改めて思うとすごく守られてたな。あの時はすみませんでした、先生方。
When I think back, I guess I was pretty sheltered. Sorry to all the teachers I annoyed.
とまあそんなこんなで子供は日が暮れる前にみんないなくなっちゃうからさ。
Anyway, since all the kids were safely inside before sundown,
何人も商売上がったりだよね。
I guess we didn't give the killer anyone to kill. Ha!
商売は変か。
Yeah, maybe I should workshop that joke. Maybe you shouldn't quit your day job. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
ただね。
You know,
当時の被害者たちが奇妙な袋をかぶせられた状態で見つかったなんていうのは僕は全然覚えてなくってさ。
I really don't remember the whole paper bag part of the story.
そうなんですか。
Oh?
18年も前のことだから僕が忘れてるだけかもしれないけど。
Yeah, I mean, it's been 18 years. I guess I just forgot.
いやでもさすがにそんなショッキングなこと忘れるわけないと思うんだよな。
But it was pretty shocking. How could I forget that? Theory. The police probably mentioned the killings, but didn't publicly reveal the whole paper bag thing. And then that's going to end up being a clue because it's like, oh, whoever killed Eisuke must have been in some way related to the previous case. Like, oh, this isn't just a copycat killer, it's actually someone who was involved in the previous killings, either as the killer or perhaps as one of the investigators, because otherwise, how could they know about the whole paper bag element? That's my guess. It's pretty shocking. How could I forget that? Do we now think?
18年前に小学生だったってこと。いくつなんだろうこの刑事さん。
If he was in elementary school 18 years ago, how old is he?
紙袋のことは
Paper bags? Really? I feel like I would remember that.
紙袋の
Okay, so that's all we can get there.
この刑事さん何歳なんだろう。
Wonder how old he is. Oh, do we now look at this guy?
20代半ばってところかな。それにしても
He looks like an experienced detective. Maybe a bit young, but
変
still.
わった刑事さんだな。
He's a real oddball.
そうなのに
They're making in this game they're making a lot more use of like look at character rather than look at environment.
上原刑事はエミオの都市伝説を知っているんだろうか。
I wonder if he's heard the Smiling Man urban legend.
知っていそうな年齢だと思うんだけど。
I'd say he's old enough to have heard it. What about the Smiling Man?
上原刑事はエミオという都市伝説をご存知ですか？
Detective Kamihara, are you familiar with the urban legend known as the Smiling Man?
エミオ
Did you say the Smiling Man? So I guess Emio is just the Japanese name and the Smiling Man is the English name. But then for the title for the title of the game they just used both. Because I guess who is Emio was a better hashtag than who is the Smiling Man.
はい。微笑みの笑みに男と書いてエミオなんですが。
I did. You know, like a man who's smiling? They call him Emio sometimes.
知らないな。どんな都市伝説なの？
I don't know. What's the story behind it?
僕は上原刑事にあゆみちゃんから聞いたエミオの都市伝説を説明した。
I explained the whole thing to Detective Kamihara, just the way Ayumi explained it to me. Whoa.
今回の事件や18年前の事件に妙に近い内容だ。何か関係があるのかな？
I see what you mean about the similarities between that story and this case. Is there any connection?
ただの偶然にしてはできすぎているような。
It couldn't just be a coincidence, could it?
僕、今結構鋭いことを言ったよね。
Did I sound like I was deducing something awesome just then? I did, right?
あ
Bro, shut the fuck up.
多分
Maybe? I guess?
そうでしょ、そうでしょ。なんて冗談はさておき、気になる話だね。メモっとこ。
I totally did. Anyway, joking aside, that's definitely something to think about.
情報提供ありがとうね。
So, thanks for sharing. Are we done now?
なんだかつかみどころがない人だな。
Hard to pin down what he might be thinking. Is there more to speak about?
メモ。
I'm filing that away.
都市伝説エミオは今回の事件と18年前の事件によく似た話。
Yeah, the Smiling Man legend is pretty similar to this case, and the murders from 18 years ago.
都市伝説ね。
Urban legends, man. Okay. Anything else? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Think?
俺、刑事さんは黙り込んじゃったぞ。どうしたんだろう。
He's dead silent. What's up with that? Hello? Think
表
again?
情が険しくなったよ。
That's a pretty grim face he's making now. Okay. We look at his face. Hmm.
上原刑事が僕の顔をじっと見ている。
Why is he staring?
真剣な面持ちだけど
Why is he staring at me like that, so intensely? Hmm.
きっと何かに気づいたんだ。これが刑事の顔。やっぱり迫力あるな。
He might have an observation to share. Maybe he's more of a detective than I've given him credit for.
実はさ、
You know, now that I think about it,
僕とても重要なことに気づいてしまったんだけど。
there's one other thing that we haven't considered.
はい。
Go on.
探偵君、あの父兄さんと仲良しなんだね。
Bruh! Now is not the time. Well, it's just the officer who was just here. She seemed like she kind of liked you, didn't it?
いいな
Oh, I'm jealous.
え
Um,
本当に素敵だよね。彼女の存在ってある種の都市伝説だよね。
she's hot, right? A woman that hot and she wears a police uniform? Now that's a legend. Oh boy.
彼女がここに転勤してきてくれてよかったってつくづく僕は思ってるんだよ。
I'm so glad she transferred to this division.
運命の出会いって感じだよね。
It's like destiny. Wow.
さすがは神原。ほんとついてる。マジで神がかってるよな、俺って。
And that's why they call me nice. I sure am a lucky bastard, I tell ya.
神
I don't need to read that out. What?
先輩、お疲れ様です。
Oh, hi there, ma'am. Didn't see you there.
お疲れ様ですじゃないでしょ。
Ma'am? What's that supposed to mean?
あんた何くだらないことくっちゃべってんのよ。真
What
面
are
目
you-
に仕事しなさい。仕事を。
What are you two blathering about? Do your job. We've got a murder to solve.
違うんです。
No, it's not what you think.
この子がうちの父兄さんが素敵だななんて言うもんだから。
I don't like this man. I mean, maybe it is. This guy won't shut up about how hot our coworker
入っ
is.
ていいなみたいな。
He's all, ooh, and the uniform is the piece de resistance. What?
そんじゃあ自分は失礼します。
Anyway, I'll get back to work. Toodles.
よろしく。
Have fun, buddy.
出て行ってしまった。
He's leaving just like that. Sorry about that.
今朝はごめんなさい。
Anyway, sorry about this morning as well.
あの、
Oh, okay.
あ、まだ名乗ってなかったわね。
I guess I haven't really introduced
捜
myself.
査一課の久世純子です。
I'm Detective Kuze, Junko Kuze, Investigation Division 1. Nice to meet you.
宇津木探偵事務所のものです。今朝はお邪魔をしてすみませんでした。
Oh, I'm from the Itsugi Detective Agency, Tara and intern. Sorry to bother you this morning.
あなたのことうちが呼んだって知らなかったから申し訳なかったわね。
No, it's my fault. I didn't realize the inspector had called you guys in.
いえ、そんな。
It's no problem at all.
ただし
That said,
私の仕事の邪魔だけはしないでちょうだい。
don't get in my way. Understand?
はい。
Oh, right, of course.
あの、
So,
ごめんなさい。仕事があるから失礼するわ。
sorry, I have work to do. Excuse me. Okay.
しまった。
And she's gone. I assume we're just supposed to travel now, but
上原刑事も久世刑事も出て行ってしまった。
they're both gone. It's just me in here now. Okay. Time to travel
そ
then.
うだ。鎌田警部がまだ会議中かどうか 念のために聞いてみよう。
Maybe I should ask if Inspector Kamada is still busy, just in case. What's this? Eh?
お願いします。一杯だけでいいんで。
Come on, just one cup, okay?
お茶なら自分で入れてください。
Why don't you brew it yourself?
そんな。
上原刑事。
It's Detective Kamihara.
僕もお姉さんが入れてくれた熱々のお茶飲みたいな。
I just really want you to brew it for me.
本当に言うんだ。
Can't believe he's begging like that.
そうすればこれからの捜査も全力で頑張れそうなのにな。
It's for the good of the investigation, trust me. Oof.
うわ、探偵君。
Oh, hey, boy detective.
もう帰るの？じゃあまたね。
Are you really leaving already? Okay, bye, I guess.
やっぱり断られてた。
Took that one on the nose.
どうも。
Shrug it off, dice.
見てたのね、今の。
You saw all of that?
ちょっとお聞きしたいことが。
Yeah. But I have some unrelated
じゃ
questions.
あ向こうで話しましょう。私も戻らなきゃいけないから。
Alright. Let's find somewhere to talk.
上原刑事からちゃんと話は聞けた？
So were you able to get some info from Detective Kamihara?
はい、一応。
Yes, more or less.
すみません、鎌田警部は。
I was wondering if Inspector Kamada is available.
ごめんなさい。打ち合わせが長引いちゃってるみたいなの。
I'm sorry, but I'm told his meeting is running long.
あ、そうですか。
Ah, I see.
また明日にでも出直した方が良さそうだ。
Maybe I should come back tomorrow. Well, we can travel, but I want to hear what she has to say about Kamihara.
いろんな刑事を見てきたけど、あの人は特別ね。
I've worked with a lot of detectives, but that one, well, he's something special.
あなたはああいう大人になっちゃダメよ。
You might not want to follow in his footsteps if you catch my drift. Noted.
また明日にでも出直そう。
Let's come back tomorrow. Okay. Bye bye, Miss Police Officer.
それでは僕はこれで失礼します。鎌田警部によろしくお伝えください。
If you'll excuse me, I should head out. Please give Inspector Kamada my thanks for his help.
気をつけて帰るのよ。
Sounds good. Safe travels. I still can't believe they didn't even give her a name. It's just like, oh yeah, it's you.
ただいま戻りました。
Hello, I'm back. If they were gonna make her a recurring character, the least they could do is give her a name.
おかえり。
Welcome back, Tara.
おかえりなさい。
Welcome back. Everyone's here.
君、今日の調査はどうだった？
So, how did it go today?
僕は警察署に話を聞きに行ってきました。
Well, I went to the precinct to see what I could find out.
鎌田警部は会議中だったので、上原という刑事さんが話してくれました。
But Inspector Kamada was in a meeting all day, so I spoke with Detective Kamihara instead.
そうか。お疲れ様。
Is that so? Well, thanks for tracking someone
あ
down.
ゆみちゃん、君は？
Ayumi, what about you?
私は佐々木くんのお家に行って話を聞いてきました。
Sure. Well, I went to see the victim's family.
佐々木家はごく普通の家庭環境だと感じられました。家族仲もとても良かったみたいです。
The Sasaki family was very nice and welcoming. I felt like it was a good family home.
すごく辛い最中なのに、真実を知りたいからといって、ご家族には協力してもらいました。
And considering their terrible loss, they were so generous with their help. They really want to know what happened.
佐々木くんやご家族にトラブルなどはなかったようです。ただ、
It's just senseless, you know? Eisuke wasn't in any sort of trouble. He was just a regular kid. It's just... Just what?
夕べ遅くに帰ってきた佐々木くんは、そのまま部屋に閉じこもって出てこなかったようです。
Well, his family said that when he came home that night, he locked himself in his room.
今までそんなことなかったみたいで、ご家族も戸惑っていたそうです。
They said he'd never done anything like that before. They weren't sure what it was all about.
呼びかけても返事がないので、様子を見ることにしたようなんですが。
He wasn't responding, so they were about to try unlocking the door, but
8時頃お母さんが玄関付近で物音に気づき見てみると、
at around 8 p.m., his mother heard a noise at the front door. She went to check and
受話器を持った学校の制服を着たままの佐々木くんがいたそうなんです。
it was Eisuke, still wearing his school uniform, holding a telephone receiver.
すると佐々木くんは、
So he hadn't been in his room after all.
驚いたような顔で受話器を置くと、また自室に閉じこもってしまったということなんです。
He dropped the phone in surprise when he noticed her. Then he locked himself in his room for real. Interesting.
佐々木くんは誰かと電話で。
I wonder who he was talking to.
様子を見る限りそうみたいよね。もちろん、
Yeah, great
電話の相手はわからないわ。
great question. His family didn't know.
間もなくして佐々木くんは出かけたみたいね。ご家族は気がつかなかったみたい。
Anyhow, it seems as if he snuck out again after that without his family noticing.
今日分かったことはここまでです。引き続き調査を進めていきます。
That's all I have for now. I'll keep digging.
佐々木くんの身に一体何があったんだろう。
What in the world happened to this poor kid?
僕は18年前の事件の報じられ方を確認してきたんだ。ちょっと気になることがあってね。
You know, I've been digging into the cold case from 18 years ago a bit more, and I'm concerned. I'm just thinking about the fact that Ayumi found out like way more than we did.
実は当時、例の紙袋のことを警察は公開していなかったんだ。
There we go. That's what I was thinking about earlier. You see, the police never made all the details public. In particular, the use of the paper bags.
なるほど。だから上原刑事は紙袋のことを覚えていなかったんだ。
Ah, so that's why Detective Kamihara didn't remember anything about it.
公開しなかった理由は何だったんでしょうか。
Do you know why they withheld that information?
心当たりはあるにはあるが、それについてはカマさんから聞いた方が確実だろう。
Well, I have an idea, but it would be better to speak to Kamada himself about it.
わかりました。
I understand.
当時、警察が事件の詳細を公開しなかったのならば、
Regardless of the reason, if the police didn't release those details at the time,
連続少女殺人事件が都市伝説エミオのモデルだと単純に結びつけるのには少々無理がありそうだね。
then it seems a bit of a stretch to assume that the case is connected to the Smiling Man urban legend. Oh, true. Because they... Like, if the paper bag thing was publicized, then it would make sense that, like, oh, it's an urban legend or whatever. But if people didn't know about the paper bags, how would the paper bag become part of the legend?
でも佐々木くんの事件とエミオはどこかで結びつくと考えるのが自然ですよね。
But the legend almost has to be connected to the current case, doesn't it? In some way?
その通りだ。今回の事件を解く鍵はこの都市伝説にあると僕は考えている。
Well, I do think I need to fully understand the urban legend if I'm going to solve the case.
もしや先生、
You specifically?
ああ、エミオのことは僕に任せてくれ。実に興味深い話だからね。
Well, yes, I'm fascinated by the case of the Smiling Man, and I want to take a deeper dive into it.
さあ、二人とも今日分かったことをもとに君たちの推理を聞かせてくれないか？
Now then, I'd like to have the two of you review what you learned from today's research.
わかりました。始めましょう。
You got it. Shall we, Taro? It's review time!
遺体で見つかった佐々木くんの頭には笑顔が描かれた紙袋がかぶせられていたが。
So we have a victim, Eisuke Sasaki, who was found with a paper bag on his head with a smiley face on it.
これと同様の事件は過去にも起きていた。
A series of similar crimes took place. So they've changed the speculate part a bit to, I guess, make sure you're paying attention. Which is something that another code used to do, but then they took out of the remake. Meanwhile, this game didn't used to do it, and now they've added it into the sequel. They've swapped places.
18年前だ。
18 years ago.
そうね。
Yes, that's right.
その通りだ。
Precisely.
18年前の事件は3件の連続殺人事件だった。
The case from 18 years ago involved 3 murders.
被害者には共通していることがあった。それは全員
And
が
the victims all had one thing in common. All of them were teenage girls.
10代の女の子だった。
All of them were teenage girls.
ひどい事件よね。
So terrible to think about.
18年前の事件の犯人は今も捕まっていない。
So the killer from 18 years ago was never caught.
それと紙袋の件は当時から一度も公開されなかった。
And the information about the paper bags was never made public.
となると、その事実を知っている可能性がある人物は
So only a handful of people know about it.
犯人、被害者遺族、当時捜査に当たった警察、遺体を発見して通報した人。それくらいか。
The killer, the families of the victims, the police who were investigating, and whoever found the bodies.
どう？これまでに集めた情報から何か気づいたことはある？
What does it all add up to? Do you have any thoughts based on the info you have so far?
そうだね。今の段階で言えることは。
Well, I suppose what I can say at this stage is... I have no idea who killed Eisuke Sasaki. Something seemed off about blank. I got lucky and saw blank. I think at this stage we have no idea.
佐々木くんを殺した犯人は見当つかない。
I have no idea who killed Eisuke.
それはしょうがないわよ。まだ調査を始めたばかりだもの。
Well, I wouldn't expect you to solve the case this quickly.
今日の調査で分かったことはそれぐらいだね。
Sounds like that's a wrap on our investigation for the day.
情
You
報
haven't even...
の整理きちんとしていかなくちゃ。お互い助け合いましょうね。
We haven't even told them about the fact that the paper bag was apparently old. Feels like comparing notes really helped. We're working together well.
そうだね。
I agree.
期待しているよ、二人とも。
I'm counting on both of you.
では、明日も手分けして調査を進めよう。
Alright, let's split up and continue the investigation tomorrow.
私は佐々木くんが通っていた中学校へ情報収集に行ってみます。
I'll head to Eisuke's middle school and see what I can learn.
僕は引き続き警察署で情報を集めます。
I think I'll see what else I can get from the police.
頼んだよ。
Excellent. Good luck out there. Chapter 2, Disappearance. Back at the police station.
鎌田警部、お疲れ様です。
Thanks for taking the time to meet, Inspector Kamada.
おお、君か。昨日は来てくれたのに席を外していてすまんかったの。
Oh, Ninten. Sorry I wasn't available yesterday when you stopped by.
いえ、お忙しいと思いますから。今はお話を伺っても大丈夫ですか？
It's alright, you're incredibly busy, but if you have a few minutes now...
もちろんじゃ。何でも聞いてくれて構わんぞ。ここじゃなんじゃし、僕の部屋にでも移動するかの。
Yes, of course, you can ask me anything, but let's head to the back room first.
はい。
Sounds good.
いかがですか？佐々木英介の事件の捜査は。
So what's the latest on the investigation? Any more on the victim? Well,
残念ながら新しい情報は入ってきておらん。科捜研に頼んどる紙袋の鑑定も結果待ちなんじゃよ。
I'm afraid we don't have much new info, but forensics is still taking a look at that paper bag.
その紙袋が古いものだったようだ。コンビニに挟んだのですが。
I heard that the paper bag itself seemed like it might have been old. Is that true?
よく知っとるの。まだ鑑定結果は出ておらんわ。
I really can't say until we get the results, but
どれくらい古いものなのかは時期にはっきりするじゃろう。
we'll know soon enough.
今回の山はなかなかの難事件じゃよ。
This is just a difficult case.
あの紙袋がどれくらい古いものなのかまだ分かってないみたいだけど。
So they still don't know how old that paper bag is.
18年前に情報を伏せた理由を聞いておく。
Let's find out why they didn't tell anyone about it 18 years ago.
18年前の事件では紙袋のことを伏せていたそうですね。公開しなかった理由をご存知だと聞いたのですが。
I understand that you kept the paper bag a secret in the previous case, is that right?
ああ、わしは事件の捜査を担当しておったからの。
That's right. I was in charge of the investigation and it was my call.
そうだったんですね。
I see.
当時、紙袋の情報を公開しなかったのはあまりにも異様な手口だったからじゃ。
And we had good reason. It was a big scandal anyway, but if all the bizarre details had leaked...
下手に世間を刺激しすぎて捜査に支障が生じないように曖昧な表現にとどめたんじゃよ。
Well, it just seemed best not to rile up folks about details. Could have slowed down our investigation.
世間を刺激しないためですか？
Trying not to rile folks up.
捜査に支障が生じないよう曖昧な表現にとどめたんじゃよ。
Like I said, we kept details secret. Don't need people freaking out and slowing it down the investigation.
鎌田警部から話を聞こ
Let's keep asking Inspector Kamada the important questions, okay. I appreciate that think more often than not is more so now used as a hint to tell you what you should be doing rather than just being ... I feel like that is a very important change.
今回の山はなかなかの難事件じゃ。
Just a difficult case.
君にも見せたじゃろ。紙袋をかぶった被害者の写真を。
I showed you the photo of the victim with the paper bag, right?
あんなもん見たら真似するやつは絶対に出てくるもんなんじゃ。
If that got out to the public, there's a chance someone would try to copy it.
う。とはいえ、18年前の事件の犯人が結局見つかっていない。 ですよね。
My understanding is that we never caught the killer who committed those crimes 18 years ago. Is that right?
恥ずかしながらその通りじゃ。
Yeah, still haunts me to this day.
恥ずかしついでに君にもう少しだけ18年前の事件について話しておきたいことがある。
Hell, since the cat's out of the bag, let me share a few other shameful secrets with you.
お願いします。
Please, go on.
3件の連続殺人事件の発生を許してしまった当時のわしらは
Well, in addition to the 3 tragic unsolved murders,
もう一人の犠牲者も出してはならんと懸命に捜査を続けたんじゃが
mind you, we worked that case hard. I didn't want to see any more lives lost on my watch.
実はここでさらなる展開が待っておった
But something else slipped through our fingers. Oh?
ある一人の少年が行方不明になってしまったんじゃ
Yeah, we had a missing person, a young boy. Ah,
久世誠その少年の名前じゃ
his name was Makoto Kuze.
クゼ
Kuze, you said?
クゼクゼってまさか
Makoto Kuze. So, are you saying...
そのまさかじゃ
Yeah, it's exactly what you're thinking.
久世君の6歳年上のお兄さんなんじゃよ当時まだ14歳じゃった
Yeah, he's Detective Kuse's older brother. Six years older. He was 14 years old when he just disappeared.
彼もまた同一犯の犠牲になったのでは
I personally suspected that he was murdered by the same person.
とわしら警察はそりゃもう落胆しての
It was a tremendous blow to my team.
幸いにもその後紙袋をかぶせられた奇妙な姿の遺体が新たに見つかることはなかったが
Fortunately, we never did find another victim in a paper bag like that. Until now.
それ以来久世誠は行方知れず
Unfortunately, we never found poor Makoto either.
今現在も他の3件の事件と彼の失踪の関連性は分からずじまいなんじゃよ
To this day, he's considered a missing person, but I think it's possible, even likely, there's a connection.
しかし一つだけ不思議なことがあったの
It certainly is strange.
なぜか久世誠の失踪を境に連続少女殺人事件が鳴りを潜めたんじゃよ
For some reason, after the disappearance of Makoto Kuze, the serial murders of young girls stopped. Huh. Interesting. Ah,
もっともなぜ犯行が途絶えたのか分かってはおらん
we're not sure why, but fortunately we haven't seen that sort of crime since then. Do we now think?
鎌田警部から話を
Okay, no.
久世誠が行方不明になって以来新たな被害者は出ておらんのじゃよ
For the record, there have been no new murder victims like this since Makoto Kuze went missing.
ああ行方不明といえば
Oh, there's another thing I should mention.
当時事件の関係者だと見られていた男がおったんじゃが最初の事件と同時期に行方がわからなくなっておった
We had a suspect at the time, but he disappeared shortly after the first murder.
最初の事件と同時期に
Right after the first murder?
さよつまり連続少女殺人事件の周りで2件の失踪事件があったというわけじゃ
Yeah, so there were 2 disappearances back then surrounding our case.
いずれも事件とは無関係だとは考えにくいわしはそう思った
Feels like everything is connected, but we still have a few missing pieces, you know?
その行方不明の男について何か情報はありますか
Do you have any more info about the man who went missing?
行方不明の男と連続殺人事件の最初の犠牲者は知り合いだったんじゃよ。
Turns out, I suppose so. It turns out he knew the first victim from the serial girl murder case. That's really what we're calling it? The serial girl murder.
よく二人で会っとったようじゃぞ。
They'd apparently been meeting up frequently.
じゃが、最初の犠牲者の遺体が発見されたのと同じ日に、
Anyhow, the same day the body of the victim was found,
その男のアパートの部屋におびただしい量の血痕が残されているのが発見されてな。
we found a disturbing amount of blood in the man's apartment. Oh!
それもあって、男は最初の事件に巻き込まれて負傷したと考えられておった。
We thought that perhaps the man was injured in some kind of altercation relating to the murder.
同時にその男が犯人であるという線も消えてはおらん。
Oh, right, because they were all killed through strangulation. I was like, well, I think the most likely option would be that she was murdered there and then like he dumped her body somewhere else. But they were all killed through strangulation, which wouldn't leave a quote-unquote disturbing amount of blood. It's also possible that he himself is the killer.
男は未だ行方知れず、真相は闇の中じゃ。
But he's still missing, along with the truth.
連続少女殺人事件との関係なんぞなんもわからんままなんじゃよ。
I'm afraid we weren't able to establish a connection between him and the series of murders.
行方とともに事件との関係も不明のままじゃ。
The man's whereabouts and connection to the case both remain unknown. Gross. You can at least mute before you do that, bro. That's what I do. Whoa.
すまんの。誇りっぽくてついな。
Sorry about that, it's a little dusty in here.
なんせ例の紙袋が使われた連続少女殺人事件は18年も前の事件じゃから。
You want to blow your nose, mate? That's a little gross. See, these cold cases sit in files gathering dust over the years. 18 years is a lot of dust.
今必死になって保管庫の奥から資料を掘り起こしておるんじゃよ。そのせいで少々。
I've been sifting through the archives for any information that might help us out with this case.
いや、かなり部屋が埃っぽくなっておるんじゃ。
Hence all the dust. Heh. We gotta... We could keep asking, but I feel like what it wants us to do is to look at the fact that he's, Should I tell him to grab a tissue for his nose? Okay, never mind.
アレルギー体質なの思い出したわい。
Could also be allergies, who knows?
今考えても謎が多い事件じゃ。
I still can't figure it. All these years later.
18年前の事件では2人の人物が失踪していたのか。
So there were two missing people involved in the case 18 years ago.
1人は部屋に多量の血痕を残したまま姿を消した連続事件の最初の被害者と親しかったらしい男。
One was a man who apparently knew the victim. They found blood in his apartment after he
そ
disappeared.
してもう1人はあの久世刑事のお兄さん。
And the other was Detective Kusei's brother.
その久世誠さんが18年前の事件のタイミングで行方不明になったということは。
Makoto Kusei has been missing this whole time.
鎌田警部が幼い頃の久世刑事に会ったことがあるのか。
I wonder if Inspector Kamada ever met Detective Kusei as a child. There we go.
久世君のことは彼女が幼い頃から知っとるんじゃが、わしのことを覚えてるかはわからん。
I've known Detective Kusei since she was a child, but I don't think she remembers me much from those years.
しかしまあ立派に成長したもんでな。
She sure has grown up though.
自他ともに厳しく冷静沈着で優秀な刑事じゃよ彼女は。
She's tough and sharp as a tack. Great detective.
ただ
It's just...
ただ
just what?
久世君が少々無理をしとるようにわしには思えての。
I think Kusei is working a bit too hard.
常に張り詰めて自分を追い込んどるように見えてならんのじゃよ。
Feels like she's tense all the time, always pushing.
お兄さんの失踪が何か関係があるのかもしれんな。
It's gotta be tough. A brother gone missing from a young age might be weighing on her.
わしにはようわからん。ただの推測じゃ。
But what do I know? I'm no shrink. Is that
鎌
everything?
田警部から話
Nope, that is not everything.
久世君は佐々木英介の事件の捜査で早速あちこち飛び回っているようじゃの。
Kusei is already on the Sasaki case, as you know.
常に全力で仕事に取り組む頼もしい刑事じゃよ彼女は。
She's the best we've got. Reliable and always gives her all.
佐々木英介の事件と18年前の事件の犯人は同一人物だと思いますか？
Is it possible that Eisuke was killed by the same person who killed the others 18 years ago?
そりゃその可能性は否定できん。模倣犯による犯行という線も考慮すべきじゃろう。しかし
Well, we can't rule it out, but we should also consider the possibility of a copycat. However,
当時紙袋に関する情報公開を差し控えたことを考えると模倣犯の可能性は低いじゃろうな。
since certain details about the crime were never made public, a copycat is pretty unlikely.
過去の事件は10代の少女ばかりじゃった。しかし今回の被害者は男の子じゃ。さらに
And then there's the matter of the victims. Why target girls then and a boy now?
もう一点18年前の事件との相違点があるんじゃ。
There's,
だがわかるか？
there's one more critical difference. Do you know what it is? Victims were killed in a different manner.
殺害方法が違うんだよ。
The victims were killed in a different manner.
おお、今回の事件の情報をしっかり把握しとるようじゃの。大したもんじゃ。
I find it interesting that this game, like, they have a lot more options like that, where it's like, you know, testing to make sure you actually are paying attention, rather than just having you go through the motions and letting the characters solve it for you. That's right, you seem to have a pretty good handle on this case already.
連続殺人事件は素手による犯行。一方の佐々木英介は紐状のもので首を絞められとる。
As you said, the serial murders were committed barehanded, while Eisuke was strangled with a cord.
とはいえ、殺害方法というものはその時の状況などで変わるのが普通じゃ。
Of course, a killer could deviate from his modus operandi in the heat of the moment. We can't rule that out.
犯人の加齢等でも変化するもんじゃから、同一犯ではないという判断には結びつかんのじゃよ。
And if we are chasing the same perp, he's now 18 years older than he was. Maybe his methods changed over time. We don't know it was a man, actually.
なるほど、そうなんですね。
I see.
ということは、今のところ2つの事件の共通点は例の紙袋だけか。
So the paper bag might be the only common factor.
そして紙袋といえばエミオだな。都市伝
Also,
説。
it all seems like it's coming back to that smiling man urban legend.
そういえば鎌田警部はエミオのことを知っているのかな。
Come to think of it, has Inspector Kamada heard of the smiling man?
ところで鎌田警部はエミオという都市伝説をご 存知でしょうか。
By the way, are you familiar with the urban legend known as the Smiling Man?
エミオなんじゃそりゃ。
The Smiling Man? No, what the hell is that?
微笑みの笑みに男と書いてエミオなんですが。
Well, it relates to the paper bags you found on these victims. Paper bags with smiley faces on them.
泣いている女の子の前に現れ、永遠の笑顔をあげると言って声をかけた相手を殺してしまうんだそうです。
A man with such a bag on his head would appear in front of a crying girl and threaten to give her a smile forever.
殺された被害者はエミオと同じ紙袋をかぶせられたまま置き去りにされるとか。
The victims are said to be found in the same type of paper bag with a crude smiley face drawn on.
なんとそんな都市伝説があるんか。
Are you serious? That's a real urban legend. Yeah.
いかにも18年前の事件が元になったような噂じゃの。
This Smiling Man thing, it sure does seem like those murders could have been the inspiration behind it.
でも紙袋のことは報道規制していたんですよね。
But you said that that the information about the paper bags was never made public, right?
さよ警察としてはそういった無責任な話が広がるのは勘弁じゃ。
That's right. It would have been irresponsible.
しかし第一発見者から噂が広がった可能性もある。笑顔が描かれた紙袋という共通点がある以上。
But you know, there are a lot of people at a crime scene. The paper bag thing could have leaked.
どこかでつながっとるのかもしれんの。
I wouldn't rule out a connection.
あるいはこの都市伝説を模した愉快犯の可能性。
It could even be the reverse, that the killer was copying this legend.
こりゃいろいろ厄介な事件になりそうじゃわい。
This whole thing is such a mess.
おっと、もうこんな時間か。そろそろ捜査に戻らんとな。
Well, it's getting late. I should get back to the investigation.
僕もそろそろ失礼しようかな。
I should probably excuse myself as well.
あ、そうだ。昨日はあまり遺体発見現場の確認もできなかったし、そっちに行ってみよう。
Let's head to the scene of the crime so I can take a look at the spot where the body was found.
何か聞きそびれたことはないよな。
But first, was there anything I forgot to ask?
何か
I don't think so, but
そろそろおいとましようと思うんですが、他に話していただけることってあるでしょうか。
well, I think I'll be on my way now, unless there's anything else you can share with me.
そうじゃの。
Let's see.
そういえば昨日はわしの代わりに上原くんが対応したんじゃろ。
Now that you mention it, you did speak with Kamihara extensively yesterday, didn't you?
はい、そうです。
Yes, that's right. I wonder what would have happened if we just tried to leave. Maybe he would have like reached out and been like, "Hey, wait, I want to speak to you about something." Maybe? Is it? I still don't know. Is it possible for us to fuck up and like get a bad ending because we just didn't solve the case? I don't know. That wasn't the case in the previous games, but this is a sequel. They could have done things that weren't in the previous games. Yes, that's right.
久世くんはいつも以上に今回の事件の捜査に力が入っとるようじゃから。
I know Detective Kusei is taking this case personally.
彼女の相棒の上原くんは大変じゃろうの。
And that might be putting a lot of pressure on him as her partner.
変わった男じゃよ。そそっかしくてチャラチャラしとる。
Yeah, the
思ったじゃろ。
the travel option just straight up disappeared. So I'm guessing if we tried to leave, he would have reached out and went like, "Hey, wait, actually, what do you think about Kamihara? Odd duck, isn't he?"
あは
To say the least.
しかしああ見えて 上原君はなかなか優秀な刑事なんじゃぞ。
But you know, he gets results. Kamihara is a pretty good detective after all.
頭も切れるし勘も良い。ただし射撃の腕は最悪じゃが。
He's smart and he's got good instincts. Terrible shot though. Anything else?
君も見たじゃろうが、奴はしょっちゅうクゼ君に怒られとる。
Well, you must have seen him now. You must have seen how he gets on with Detective Kuze. As in, not well.
そうでしたね。
Yeah.
昨日はここでも怒られてました。
She ripped into him again yesterday while I was here.
じゃが
But at the end of the day,
正反対な者同士に見えて、あれでなかなかの名コンビなんじゃぞ。
they may seem like opposites, but they're quite the duo. You know, lean back a bit. So my back doesn't completely give out while I'm streaming.
上原君は先輩のクゼ君を心から慕っとる。
Yeah, believe it or not, Kamihara looks up to Kuze like a mentor.
いつも張り詰めとるクゼ君は、その上原君に随分救われとるようじゃよ。
Meanwhile, Kuze is wound tighter than a coil. She needs that loose energy to bring that Kamihara brings.
ああ見えて、上原君とコンビになって、周囲への当たりがソフトになったんじゃぞ、クゼ君は。
Since the two of them started work together, Detective Kuze has really mellowed out.
上原君のお手柄じゃの。
Credit where it's due, I think that's Kamihara's influence.
正反対だからこそ会うっていうこともあるのかな。
Opposites work well together. I guess I can see it. I assume that means now we're good to leave. Probably.
鎌田警部、今日はありがとうございました。僕もそろそろ失礼します。
Thank you so much for your time, Inspector Kamada. I should be on my way now.
おお、また何かあればいつでも寄ってくれ。
Sure, if you need anything else, just stop by.
はい、ありがとうございます。
I will, thank you.
そういえば、君は今いくつなんじゃ？
By the way, how old are you now, Ninten?
え、僕ですか？
あ
19ですけど。
I'm 19, sir.
ということは、連続少女殺人事件についてはよく知らんというわけか。
So you wouldn't have heard about those previous murders at the time they were committed.
はい。なので今情報を集めているところです。
No, sir. Just trying to learn everything I can now.
初めて触れるからこそ気づけることもあるはずじゃ。
That's good. You need to immerse yourself to try and understand.
その新たな視点で調査に取り組んでほしい。
I'm glad to hear you're approaching this investigation with the right attitude.
君のような新しい存在が事件解決の鍵になると思っておるんじゃよ。
And I'm hopeful that you'll bring an outsider's perspective to it. Might be the key to our solve.
わかりました。ご期待に添えるように頑張ります。
Yes, sir. I'll do my best.
頼りにしとるぞ。
Good. I'm counting on you.
はい。
Yes, sir.
ところで、今からはどこへ向かうんじゃ？
Where are you headed next, by the way?
あ、今から遺体発見現場に行ってみようと思うのですが、立ち入っても構わないでしょうか。
Well, I was wondering if I could take another look at the crime scene. Do you mind?
いや、それはならん。
Ah, I'm afraid I can't let you do that. Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
嘘じゃよ。なんな問題はない。君らは特別じゃ。
Just pulling your leg, rookie. You're part of Itsugi Detective Agency, so you get full access.
ありがとうございます。
Oh, thank you.
まだ封鎖の跡が残っとるやもしれんが、奥まで入ってくれて構わん。
Some locations may be taped off, but you can ignore that. Go ahead and investigate.
ただし
Just, yes?
クゼ君には内緒じゃぞ。
Don't tell Kuze. Okay. Scene of the crime.
この奥に佐々木英介の遺体が発見されたポンプ場があるんだな。
Here's the pump station where SK's body was found.
鎌田警部の許可ももらったし、よし、入ってみよう。
I've got the green light from Inspector Kamado. Time to check it out. Pump station.
ポンプ場だ。佐々木くんの遺体はここで発見された。
The body was found around here.
朝早くに通りかかった人が異様な姿で横たわる佐々木くんを見て通報してきたそうだけど。
An early morning passerby saw him lying strangely on the ground and called the police.
相当驚いただろうな、きっと。
I'm sure that was a terrible shock.
でも発見者はなぜここを通りかかったんだろう。
Why would anyone have passed by here? Start by looking at
寂
surroundings.
しい場所だな。
It's a lonely place. And let's look at where.
注意書きが貼られている。警察のものと水道局のものがあるのか。
There are warning signs here. One from the police, one from the police, and one from the water department.
佐々木くんの遺体はこのフェンスの前に横たわっていたらしい。
I think SK's body was found in front of this fence.
こんな寂しい場所で奇妙な紙袋をかぶせられた姿で。
What a lonely place. I can't help but imagine him with that terrible paper bag on his head. I can't look at the ground.
茂みに変わったところはないようだ。
The bushes seem
見
normal.
つけられていたり倒れていたりするところも見当たらない。
No signs of trampling or anything knocked over. Pump station.
この中ってどうなってるんだろう。妙に興味がそそられてしまう。
What's going on in here? I'm strangely intrigued.
よし、裏に回ってみよう。
Okay, let's have a look around back.
裏からポンプ場を見ても何もわからなかったけど。
I didn't see anything out of place from the back of the pumping station, but
この施設は反対側からも出入りできるんだな。裏道に抜けられるようになっていたぞ。
there's a path leading up to the backside of the facility.
ここで行き止まりじゃないんだな。だったら
So this isn't a dead end after all.
通報者は近道しようとしてここを通りかかったのかな。
I wonder if the person who found the body came through here as some kind of shortcut.
他には特に気になるところはないな。
I don't see anything else of interest.
それにしても不気味な場所だ。
Still, it's pretty spooky.
物陰からエミオがこちらの様子を見ている。そんな気がする。
I almost feel like the smiling man is watching me from the shadows. I feel like there's about to be a jump scare. I don't think these games typically do that, but that is the feeling I'm getting right now. Never mind, we're getting a slow fade to white instead.
ここで佐々木英介君を。
Who could have come here and done such a terrible thing to Eisuke Sasaki? Think, I guess?
ここにはもう手がかりになりそうなものはないみたいだ。
I don't think there are any more clues here.
バスに乗って駅まで戻ろう。
Let's take the bus back to the office. Okie dokie.
次にバスが来るのは。
Let's see, the next bus is arriving.
1時間後
In an hour? Oof. My usual bus routes, well, they say they come every 10 minutes. It's more like 20 at worst. They say every 10 minutes, but there are multiple times where I've gotten to the bus stop and it says like, oh yeah, it'll be here in 15. And I'm like, but the sign says 10.
参ったな。
No, no.
駅まで歩いた方が早いかもしれないな。
Might be faster to walk back.
よー探偵くん、お仕事ご苦労様です。
Hey, old boy detective. Looks like you're working hard on our case. Thanks.
上原刑事、お疲れ様です。
Oh, Detective Kamihara. I should actually be thanking you.
なんか新たに気づいたこととかある？
Oh, please. Anyway, what's up? Notice anything new?
探偵的な視点でないとわからない情報とかあったら、ぜひご提供を。
Found something different, maybe thanks to your private investigator mindset. Please let me know.
いえ、それが特にこれと言ってなく。
I'm afraid I didn't find much.
そっか。また何かあったら教えてよ。
Well, let me know if you do find something, or if I can help in any way.
刑事なのに。
Isn't he supposed to be one of the primary investigators? Do I
バ
just...
スの車で1時間。
Okay, so we just talk to him, I guess. I thought we were gonna ask him if we could get a lift.
僕は今から署に戻るところなんだけど。
I'm on my way back to the station, but... What?
ね
Yeah... What? What are you talking about, sir?
捜査の方は順調なんですか？
How's the investigation going on your side?
いやー、なかなか進まなくってさ。探偵くんが気にしてくれてるのにね。
I'm kinda stalled out, but don't worry about me, boy detective.
もちろん何か分かったら探偵くんには何だって教えちゃう。
Anyway, if I find anything, I'll share the info with... Oh, never mind. Huh? Huh?
何か新しく気づいたこととかないですか？
Have you noticed anything new here?
すごく見られているような。
Why is he staring at me so intensely?
探偵くん。
Well, boy detective.
はい。
Yes?
髪切った。
You got a haircut, didn't you?
ま
What?
せんけど。
I didn't, but...
あれ？違ったか。人が何か気づいたことあるって聞いてくるときは髪を切ったときかなって思ってさ。
My dude! Dang it, that's usually what people are looking for when they ask if you've noticed something new. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, because I'm a fan of the Ace Attorney, right? The Ace Attorney series, right? So I am all for, like, silly, incompetent detectives, right? I love Gumshoe, he's great. This guy rubs me the wrong way for some reason. And I don't know why. Like, is he, like, not goofy enough? Is it because... Maybe it's because he doesn't fit the setting. Like, Famicom Detective Club is a much more serious setting than the Ace Attorney series is. So maybe that's why he rubs me the wrong way. He feels out of place. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is I do not like this man. Oh boy.
なんだか様子もおかしい。
Something seems off about him. Okay. Let's look at Kuze.
クセ刑事だ。
Detective Kuze.
様子がおかしいのはいつもだったりして。
I wonder if he's always been this way.
ところ ろで今はバス待ち？ああ、この路線本数少ないんだよね。
Are you waiting for a bus? You know they don't come by very often.
はい。時刻表見てびっくりしました。
Yeah, I took a look at the schedule. Oof.
これは駅まで歩いた方が早いかなと考えてたところで。
I was actually just thinking of how it would be faster to walk back to the office.
よせよせ、結構な距離あるし、歩道もないから危ないし。
Nah, you don't want to do that. You get all sweaty. Not a good look. Well, it depends how far it is. Like, I prefer to walk when I can. When it's like not gonna be inconvenient. Like, I walked to get this very game. Hold on, let me see how far away it is actually. Just want to see, like, how far do I actually walk to get down to the shopping station? Shopping station? Shopping center. If I were to get directions walking from... Yeah, sure. Sure, Google, you can have my location. Oh, it's straight up 2Ks. I did not realize that. No wonder I got those heckin' hearts for my Pokemon Go partner. So yeah, I walked 2Ks there and 2Ks back yesterday just to get this game. So if it's less than that, don't even worry about it. I'll walk. Nah, oh wait, I've already read that.
そうですよね。
Yeah, you're probably right.
できれば乗せてやりたいんだけど。
Well, I'd give you a ride if I could.
ね。
But, yeah. Oh, she's got her phone out. Is that going to be different? Ah.
なるほど。
I see.
カミ、そろそろ行くよ。
Kami, we've got to go.
ごめん。呼ばれちゃった。
Sorry, I'm getting called away.
僕に声をかけたものの、結局困っているようだ。
He approached me, but it seems like something is going on with him.
上原刑事、困ってるようだし。これ以上
I
引き
guess I
止
should-
めるのも申し訳ないな。
I guess I shouldn't hold him up any longer.
僕、バスを待つことにします。お気遣い、ありがとうございました。
I think I'll just wait for the bus, but thanks for your concern.
わかった。じゃあ気をつけて。またな。
Gotcha. Well, take care then. See ya. Bye. Well, they got a nice little shelter like that? Maybe now it's time to think.
結局バスが来るのを待つほかないか。どうやって時間を潰そう。
I guess there's no choice but to wait for the bus. How should I pass the time?
聞く相手がいない。
There's no one here to talk to. Use phone? Huh?
バッテリーが残りわずかだ。
Huh, the battery seems pretty low. My dude, did you not charge your phone this morning?
そういえば、夕べ充電しなかったな。
Now that I think of it, I don't remember charging the phone last night.
いざという時のために温存しよ
Maybe I'll wait until it's an emergency.
う。あゆみちゃんに相談しようと思ったのに。
I should have listened to Ayumi about this. Surroundings?
バスを待っているのは僕一人だけだ。辺りには人影すらない。
I'm the only one waiting for a bus. Kinda lonely.
上原刑事、 戻ってきてくださいよ
Detective Kamihara, please come back.
なんちゃって
Just kidding.
乗せてくれたっていいじゃないですか
Can't you just come pick me up?
なんで本人の前じゃ絶対言えない
As if I'd ever say that to her for real.
呼ぶ
Who should I call?
そうタクシーを呼べばいいんだ104で番号を調べればいいんじゃないか
Oh, I can call a cab. I'll just dial 104 to get the operator to connect me.
冴えてるな僕ったらいや便利だな携帯電話って
I'm so smart for thinking of this. Cell phones are amazing. I would probably still just wait for public transport. Unless I need to urgently get somewhere, I would just wait for the bus. I don't like taxis and Ubers and whatnot. That's too stressful for me. Just give me the bus.
先生ありがとうございます
Thank you, Mr. Utsugi. But the battery. Oh no. But the battery.
いざという時のために温存しよう
Maybe I'll wait until it's an emergency. I want to save first, just in case. Just in case it fucks up. It fucks up something and we get like a bad ending.
上原刑事は行っちゃったし
Detective Kamihara is gone.
そういえば上原刑事について鎌田警部からいろいろ話を聞いたっけ
It was good to hear all that backstory about him from Inspector Kamada. I wonder if we would have missed out on this if we'd called a cab. Or maybe we'd try to call the cab and then our phone would run out of battery before we could actually do it.
変わった男じゃよ。そそっかしくてチャラチャラしとる。
I know he can seem careless, but
しかしああ見えて上原君はなかなか優秀な刑事なんじゃぞ。
he's actually a fine detective.
頭も切れるし勘も良い。ただし射撃の腕は最悪じゃな。
He's smart, and he's got good instincts. Terrible shot, though.
やつはしょっちゅう久世君に怒られとる。
You must have seen how he gets on with Detective Kuze, as in, not very well.
じゃがの
But at the end of the day,
正反対な者同士に見えてあれでなかなかの名コンビなんじゃぞ。
they may seem like opposites, but they're quite the duo.
いつも張り詰めとる久世君はその上原君に
Okay,
随分
we already
とるようじゃよ。
we already saw all of this. Do we need to go through the entire thing? Kuze is wound tighter than a coil. She needs that loose energy that Kamihara brings.
上原君とコンビになって周囲への当たりがソフトになったんじゃぞ久世君は。
Since the two of them started working together, Detective Kuze has really mellowed out.
あそこまで言うってことは
If he's sharing that about Kuze,
鎌田警部も強く当たられてたのかな
maybe she's just as hard on him as she is on Detective Kamihara.
なんて考えてみたけどほとんど時間は経ってないや
Still thinking, but hardly any time has passed.
どうしようかな
Oh, I don't know what to do.
こんな時間に流しのタクシーなんてめったに通らないだろうな
At this hour, it might be hard to find a taxi. Okay, so I've missed my opportunity. Oh, or he's just saying I can't flag one down. I actually need to call one.
困ったな携帯電話も使えないし
Can't even use my cell phone.
バスを待つしかないのか
I guess I have to wait for the bus.
でも
Unless...
僕はこんなことじゃくじけないタクシーを呼ぶ方法はまだあるはずだ
I can't let this discourage me. There's got to be another way to call a taxi.
こんな時間 タクシーを呼ぼう。
Okay, let's call a cab.
不思議な力を使って。
I'll just use my mysterious powers.
まず目を閉じる。
Close my eyes and
そしてひたすら念じる。
summon a taxi with my mind.
今までも何度か成功している。例えば、明日晴れろとか。
I mean, it's worked before. That one time when I wished we'd have another sunny day.
と、早速近づいてくる車の音がかすかに聞こえ出したぞ。
Is that the sound of a car approaching?
来てます、来てます。探偵パワーです。ここで一層強く念じる。
I can feel it. I can feel it. Come on, universe. Send a cab to a PI in need.
入れよ、僕のタクシー。
Come on. Considering he mentioned that he straight up can't use his phone, I'm guessing that option would have, like, regardless of what you chose, this would have happened. It probably would have been he, like, tries to call and then the phone runs out of battery. Come on. Hey! Huh?
本当に来ちゃった。
Did I really summon a taxi?
どうぞ乗ってください。駅まででよろしいですか？
How bad you heading to? Did Kamihara call a taxi for us? Ah, how bad you heading to the station? Yeah. What?
まあとにかく乗ってください。
Come on, hop in.
ああ、はい。
Okay.
僕を乗せて大丈夫だったんですか？予約者でしたよね。
You sure about this? Don't you have someone else to pick up or something?
あなたを迎えに来たんですよ。
Huh? No, I'm here to pick you up.
僕をですか？
Me? Really?
僕を迎えに来た。
You here to pick me up specifically?
国道沿いのバス停に少年が待ってるからお迎えに上がるよう会社から連絡があったんですよ。
Yeah, boss called and said I had a fare out waiting at this bus stop.
あなたが呼んだんじゃないんですね。
Saying you didn't call me?
上原刑事が。
Could it have been Detective Kamihara?
上原刑事、ありがとうございます。おかげで本当に助かりました。
Thank you for calling the cab for me, Dice. It was really helpful.
ところでお客さん、
Oh, hey.
はい、何でしょうか？
Yes? What is it?
お客さんを拾ったあの辺りで死体が発見されたって話知ってます？
Did you know that the cops found a body not too far from where I picked you up?
あ、ええ、そうみたいですね。
Yeah, I heard about that.
詳しくは知らないんですが、一昨日の夜、子供が殺されたとか。
Heard a rumor that a kid was killed somewhere around here the other night.
よくご存知ですね。
Word travels fast.
仲間内じゃかなり話題になってますからね。
Yeah, something crazy like that, you know, people are gonna talk.
なんでも中学生の男の子だとか。
I guess the kid was in middle school?
かわいそうにね。
Poor guy.
そうですね。
Yeah.
あんな何にもないところで一体何があったんでしょうね。
Hell of a thing for a kid to get killed in a place like that, huh?
人が寄りつかないような場所だからこそ犯罪って起きるんでしょうかね。
I mean, maybe the killer figured they could count on the place to be deserted, you know?
で、お客さんはあんなところで何を？もしや捜査関係者だとか。
So what were you doing there anyway? You some kind of police detective or something?
ね、あ、いや、僕はその、なんていうか。
Not exactly. I'm how can I put it?
なわけはないですよね。高校生くらいでしょ、お客さんは。
Come on, son. You look like you're in high school, aren't you? Hey.
私、あの辺りは仕事でよく通るんですけど、あそこで人を乗せたことってないんですよ。
I drive past all the time for work, but I've never picked up anyone there.
だから、あんなところで何してたのかなって。
So I gotta ask, what were you up to?
ちょっと用事が。
I just had some business to attend to.
あんまり詮索しちゃダメですね。すみません。
I say, sorry, I don't mean to pry. So this is why I don't take taxis. They're too talkative. I don't want to talk, I just want to get places.
あの道をよく通る。
He often drives by this area for work.
運転手さんはあの辺りをよく通るんですか？
You said you drive through this area often.
ええ、実は一昨日の夜も通ったんですよ。確か10時頃だったかな。
Yeah, I do. I was actually out here the night before last, probably around 10 p.m. Oh?
現場横の国道を車で通りかかった人が何かを見かけたという可能性はなきにしもあらずかな。
We haven't ruled out that someone driving by may have seen something. It's right next to the road.
この運転手さん、何かを目にしているかもしれない。
Maybe the driver saw something.
一昨日の夜、あの辺りを通った時、何か見かけませんでしたか？
Did you see anything noteworthy when you drove through this area the other night?
何かですか？
Anything noteworthy?
ええ、どんなことでもいいんです。
Yes, anything at all could help.
何かあったっけな。
Let me think.
そうですね。
Let's see.
なんかあったっけな。
Maybe there was something.
あ、そうだ。私見かけました。
Oh, right, I almost forgot.
何を見かけたんですか？
What is it?
見たんですよ。あの辺りにオートバイが1台止まってたの。
I saw a motorcycle parked there the other night.
オートバイ？
A motorcycle, huh?
間違いありません。一昨日の夜10時頃、あそこにオートバイが止まっていました。
I'm positive that I saw a motorcycle parked over there the other night. Around 10 p.m., I'm sure of it. Oh,
かなり大型のバイクでしたよ。
yeah, it was a nice looking bike.
まあ、でも、
But,
きっとあれですよ。
I'm guessing the rider was just, making a pit stop.
あれとは？
A pit stop? Why there?
おしっこ、タッチションです。夜遅い時間に道端にバイクが止めてあったら、それで間違いないですからね。
Bathroom break, kid. You ever see a bike on the side of the road? The rider's probably taking a piss.
運転手さん、自信満々だな。
It's pretty confident about this interpretation. Do we now think, or...?
事件当日の夜の
Yeah.
早朝、現場近くに止まっていたオートバイか。
So there was a motorcycle parked at the crime scene around 10 p.m. on the night of the
ちょ
murder.
っと気になるな。
It's concerning, to say the least.
でもオートバイじゃ。
And if the killer was riding a motorcycle,
佐々木君を別の場所で殺害し、現場まで運ぶのなんて無理だろうし。
then they must have killed Eisuke there. I can't imagine transporting a body on a motorcycle.
やはり佐々木君はポンプ場で殺害されたと考えるのが自然なんだろう。
I think it's most likely that Eisuke was killed at the pump station, but
オートバイの持ち主はなぜあそこに止めようとしたんだろ
Why was a motorcycle parked there? No, it wouldn't be because they saw Eisuke's body, otherwise it would have been reported earlier.
何か理由があったからだよな。
Must be for some other reason.
きっとそうだ。
Yeah, it has to be.
あの辺りは夜は真っ暗になるそうだし、たまたま通りかかったライダーを。
It's pretty dark out there at night, so if a motorcyclist were just passing
あの
by...
奥まったところで横たわる佐々木くんに気づくとは思えない。
It seems unlikely that they'd notice Eisuke lying that far back from the road.
それに第一発見者は早朝にあそこを通りかかった人だ。
Plus, wasn't the person who called in the murder there in the early morning?
結局運転手さんの言う通りなのかもしれない。
Yeah, maybe the driver's right after all.
運転手さんの言う通りなのかもしれないな。
Maybe the driver's right.
さっきから気になってるんですが、
Hey, so I gotta
お
ask.
客さんはなんでまた刑事さんの聞き込みみたいなことをしてるんですか？
Why does it feel like I'm being interviewed by a detective? 'Why are we hiding the fact that we're a private investigator from him? Yeah.
高校生なのに？
I mean, you're in high school, right?
実は僕、探偵クラブっていうサークルをやってて。
Well, I'm actually in sort of a detective club. A Famicom detective club, you could say.
街で起きた不思議な出来事をみんなで調べてるみたいな。
We like to investigate anything strange that happens in town. Ha ha ha. Ayumi's backstory.
探偵だっていうことを言いそびれて、思わず変なこと言っちゃったよ。
Why didn't I just tell him I'm a PI? Oh well.
へえ、そりゃ楽しそうでいいですね。
Hey, that sounds kind of fun.
それはもう。
Yeah, it's all fun and games.
そろそろ駅の近くかな。
We're getting close to the office.
一昨日の夜のことで、他にご存知のことってもうないですよね。
You didn't happen to see anything else the night before last, did you?
そうですね。すみません。
Nah, I don't think so.
その代わりってわけじゃないんですが、
I suppose it's not what you're looking for, but
私のこと話してもいいですか？
I do have a story if you want to hear it.
ん？
Hmm? Yeah, let's hear it. Why not?
はい、どうぞ。
Let's hear it.
今日会社から連絡があって、
Well, you know how I told you that I got a call about a fare out of the bus stop?
あそこで少年が待ってるって聞いて、実は私ちょっとギョッとしたんですよ。
They said there was a young man out there waiting for me. I got nervous. What?
タクシーって乗せちゃうことが意外とあるんですよね。
See, you'd be surprised how often we get calls from...
乗せちゃう。何をです
Calls,
か？
calls from who?
この世のものじゃないものをですよ。
I don't know, like phantom calls from another world. You show up and no one's there. It's creepy. I think those are just prank calls. Ah,
あの場所って男の子が殺された場所でしょ？だから
you were hanging out near where that boy was murdered, right?
あなたを迎えに行くのが夜だったとしたら理由をつけて行かなかったかもしれませんわ。
So yeah, if I had gotten the call to pick you up at night, I might have just faked being sick or something.
プロ失格ですね。
I know it's kind of unprofessional. Ah,
あなたが好きそうな話かと思ったんですよ。 つまんない話で申し訳ありませんでした。
Anyway, thought you might want to know. Sorry if I wasted your time.
さあ、そろそろ駅ですよ。
Alright, let's get you where you're going.
はい。
Sure. Sky.
よー、今から後ろにチェックんだけど来る？
Yo, I'm going to Ushio's house. You want to come?
新作のどんなもんケースと買ったんだって。
He's got Basilisk Quest 4, doesn't he? Wait, so is this kind of been too many years after then? Because, like, Dragon Quest 4 was still on the NES, right? Or was it on the SNES? No, yeah, it was on the original Famicom. So we are still pretty far back in terms of the timeline, which I guess should have been obvious considering how the phones looked. Heck yeah, I'm in. Let's slay some basilisks. Minami Daisan Junior High School. Oh, I think I know what's happening.
中学生の男の子って元気ね。
Haha, middle school boys are so energetic. We are now playing as Ayumi. But if we're gonna... I was thinking, like, the chapter's almost over, surely. It's been quite a bit. But, and we can, like, end after the chapter ends. But now, I guess each chapter is actually going to have us playing as both Taro and Ayumi. So... We may end very soon, because I have other things I need to do today. I was hoping to get to the end of the chapter, but it seems like that's off the table for now. We'll go a little longer, just see what's up, but then we'll probably end it because I have things I need to do. Haha, middle school boys are so energetic.
ここが佐々木くんが通っていた南第三中学校ね。生徒たちに話を聞いてみましょう。
I'm here to talk to kids at Minami Daisan Junior High, where Eisuke Sasaki was a student. Wait up!
僕も行くって言ったじゃん。なんで置いてっちゃう？
I'm coming too! Why are you leaving without me? What? Eh? So cute! Heart emoji. Oh.
こんにちは、お姉さん。南第三中に何かご用ですか？
Excuse me, miss. How can I help? Can I help you? What can Minami Daisan Junior High do for you?
ええ、こんにちは。
Oh, hello.
いいの？お友達行っちゃったわよ。
Are you sure? Your friends left without you.
大丈夫です。困っている人には声をかけた方がいいんです。
Yeah, I'm okay. I should help people in need, right?
で、先生とかお母さんが言います。
I mean, that's what my mum says. And all my teachers.
そうなの？ありがとうね。
Is that so? Well, thank you.
困ってるわけじゃないんだけどな。
Not that I'm in need necessarily.
じゃあちょっとお話聞かせてもらおうかな。本当にいいのかしら。
Okay, I'd like to ask you a few questions. Are you sure you're okay with it?
はい、何でも聞いてください。
Yeah, ask me anything.
女の人には親切にした方がいいんです。
I'll never say no to a nice woman.
で、お父さんがいつも言ってます。
That's what my dad always says anyway. Bruh.
それに僕は1年生だけど物知りなんです。
Anyway, I'm only in my first year here, but I know a lot. Ask away.
本当に頼もしいのね。
First year? Well, you seem like you've got it figured out.
本当に本当だよ。
Haha, heart emoji. Like I said, I'll never say no to a nice woman. Heart emoji. Bruh.
木英介くんのことって知ってるかな？
Do you know about what happened to Eisuke Sasaki?
昨日の朝礼で聞きました。びっくりしました。
Yeah, they told us at yesterday's morning assembly. I was shocked.
死んじゃったんですよね。
He's actually dead, isn't he? Sigh.
3年生の人だって言ってました。それで、
Well, I heard he's a third year, and
それだけです。ごめんなさい。
that's all I know. Sorry.
とんでもないわ。話してくれてありがとうね。
It's okay. Thanks for talking to me. Think?
生徒から話す。
Okay, keep talking, I guess.
お姉さんはすごく可愛いです。
You're so cute, Ness.
そんなことないわよ。普通よ。
Oh, come on, you're flattering me.
僕は可愛いと思います。
No, you're super cute. Kids have no filter.
佐々木英介さんは3年生で死んじゃったということしか僕は知りません。
All I know is that Eisuke Sasaki was the third year and that he was killed.
さっきのかけてった子たちもだけど、
His friends just went merrily on their way.
ショッキングなことが起きたのに、生徒はずいぶん普通な感じなのね。
Even though something terrible has happened, it pretty much feels like a normal day around here.
学校全体の雰囲気ってどうなのかしら。
I wonder what the mood of the school is overall.
話しにくかったら申し訳ないんだけど、
I'm sorry if this is hard to talk about.
いえ、そんなことはないで。
No, it's not that. It's just... Ow.
噛んじゃった。
I bit my tongue.
大丈夫？
Are you okay?
はい。それで聞きたいことって何ですか？
Yeah, I'm okay. So, what did you want to ask?
佐々木英介くんのことを受けて、学校の様子で何か変わったところや気になったことはある？
Have you noticed anything different or concerning at school since the incident with Eisuke Sasaki?
暗い時間に一人で外出するのは避けること。夜はポンプ場に近づかないこと。
Don't go out alone at night and stay away from the pump
校
station.
長先生からはそう聞いたので、みんな今日は帰るのが早いなと思ってます。
That's what the principal told us. I think everyone is leaving early today as well.
あとは
Also,
ポンプ場近くに止まるバスを通学に使ってる人も友達に何人かいたんですけど。
I have a few friends who commute to school on the bus that stops near the pump station.
自転車通学に帰るんだって言ってました。
They said they were going to start riding their bikes instead.
そうなのね。今日帰る時も気をつけてね。
I can see why. Be careful when you leave today.
あ、はい。
Oh,
そう
I
しま
will.
す。
Hmm?
生徒から話す。
それから
Then, let's see.
僕1年生だから学校のことはあんまり知りません。
It's my first year, so I don't know much about the school.
ごめんなさい。
Sorry. I guess think now?
この子、なんだか急に元気なくなっちゃったみたい。
This kid seems like he's suddenly deflated. Oh, we gotta look at him. Look at the face.
ね
Hey, so
あ、はい。
what?
え、どうしちゃったの？
What's wrong?
僕
Hmm?
物知りだって言ったけど、佐々木さんのことも学校のことも全然知らないや。
So I know I said I know a lot, but I don't really know anything about Eisuke or the school really.
女の人にでも男の人にでも嘘は絶対ついちゃいけないっていつも
My dad-
お父さんが言うんだ。
My dad's always telling me not to lie, no matter who I'm talking to.
お姉さん、ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry, miss.
そんなことないよ。いっぱい話してくれてありがとうね。
Hey, you're being honest now. I appreciate it.
それから
Also,
佐々木さんのこと何かわかるかなって一生懸命考えてたら
I did try to think of everything I could about Eisuke.
中学生でも死んじゃうんだなって思ってものすごく怖くなってきちゃった。
The more I thought about it, the more scared I got. I started thinking about how even kids my age can die. Sigh.
僕も急に死んじゃったりするのかな。怖いよ。
Started worrying that I might suddenly die, you know? It's so scary. Oh,
私こそごめんなさい。嫌な気持ちにさせちゃったのね。
oh dear. I'm really sorry that my questions brought up these kinds of feelings for you.
違う。お姉さんは悪くない。
No, no, it's not your fault.
んだよ、お前早く来いよ。
Dude, what's taking so long? Hurry up.
ちゃんとついてこいよ。お前後ろ知らねえだろ。
Yeah, hurry up if you're coming to Ushio's. We're the only ones who knows where he lives.
あ、ごめん。
Alright.
ドナクエやろうぜ。
First one there gets the first run in Basilisk Quest. Yeah.
お姉さん誰？可愛かったな。
Who is that lady anyway? She was cute.
すごく可愛いよな。沙織ちゃんに似てたよな。
Totally, almost as cute as Saori.
でも沙織ちゃんの方が可愛いよ。
No ways. Saori is definitely cuter.
ああ、お前沙織ちゃんのことが好きなんだ。
Bro, you've got a crush on Saori.
あ、こいつエッチだ。
Big time, he's got a bad.
違う。こら待て。
Shut up, I'll fight you.
中学生ってよくわかんない。
Oh, junior high kids. I just can't relate. Was she in junior high in the first game? She was definitely in some school in the first game. Some high school, I think, but I don't know if it was junior high.
他に話を聞けそうな子は
Maybe there are some other kids I can talk to.
女の子たちがこっちに来る。1年生ではなさそうね。
Oh, some girls are approaching. They don't look like first year students.
あの子たちに声をかけてみましょう。
I should talk to them. But actually, what we should do is save. And return to title screen. Because that is where we're going to end it for today. Apologies for leaving off in the middle of a chapter, but the chapter is apparently like twice as long as I thought it would be. If that continues on, then perhaps this game is going to be a lot longer than I thought it would be. Even if it's the same amount of chapters. I know one of my friends, transition. One of my friends, I think, kind of played through it over the course of, like, more or less one day. But at the same time, he, like, put everything into that game and then only stopped because his power looked like it might go out. So, I don't know how long the game actually is in terms of a person playing it normally, let alone streaming it and, like, having to read out all the dialogue aloud. But we'll soon find out because we're going to continue playing through it tomorrow. Probably. I think aside from Clueless Quiz Time, which I want to do sometime this month, and this month's Lego stream. Well, next month's Lego stream, which I don't know when I'm going to do it. It'll be sometime next month. There's like There's 4 weekends next month. I can do it during one of them. I already have the Lego board. I just need to build it. But aside from those 2 things, we're gonna focus on Emio. And then if I've finished my replay of the first Edgeworth game, then we'll jump into the second Edgeworth game after Emio is finished. If not, then I guess I'll find something else to do first. Anyway, is there even anyone here to raid with? It's just me. So in that case, when it's literally just me, I know who to raid. Because I don't want to, like... It feels awkward raiding with, like, no viewers, you know? So, it feels better raiding into someone that I know very well. And I won't feel embarrassed raiding with, like, 2 viewers, both of which are me. We're gonna raid Miko! I know we raided Miko twice last weekend, but, oh well. Here are the raid messages. Do I remember how to do it? I do. Wonderful! We're gonna raid Miko. Miko is currently playing Star Wars Outlaws, which is a thing. It is a game that exists. So, yeah, I've got a comic to draw. I've got coins to change over. I have things to do. But tomorrow we'll be back with more Emio. And, yeah. Thanks for watching. Otsukame. Bye-bye. Insane. Where's the mute button?